2026. It's well and truly crunch time. We are live on talkSPORT 2. We're also streaming live on the talkSPORT Cricket YouTube channel with 15 matches to go in the IPL. 2 teams are eliminated, but 8 teams are still in contention for a place in the playoffs, and no one has officially sealed their spot yet. GT and Sunrisers Hyderabad are very much in the top half of the table, only 2 points separating top of the table and 6th place. Top of the table is RCB on 14. You can go all the way down to 8th place Kolkata Knight Riders, 5 points separating 1st down to 8th, and KKR have got a game in hand. This will be the first time the GT and Sunrisers will meet this season, and the stakes cannot be higher. RCB 14, Sunrisers 14, GT 14, Punjab 13, just outside the top 4. Chennai Rajasthan got 12, Delhi got 10, KKR 9, and a game in hand. The news from the middle is Sunrisers win the toss, they will bowl first. Shubman Gill, Sai Siddharthan, Butler, Washington, Tawatia, Sindhu, Holder, Rashid Khan, Arshad Khan, Kagiso Rabada, Mohammad Siraj, the 11 for GT. For Sunrisers, bowling first, Abhishek Sharma, Ishan Kishan, Klaasen, Aurora, Smaran, Nitish Kumar Reddy, Cummins, Shivan Kumar, Malinga Hussain, Praful Hinga, Travis Head will be the impact sub as a bat. Sam Ellard, Faraz Noor and the former IPL batter Abhishek Janjanwala on the call for you this afternoon, Abby. And when you look at that league table, 1st down to 8th, 5 points separating it, 15 games to go. It's set up pretty nicely, isn't it, mate?
I mean, that's exactly what you want, don't you? You don't want the first 4 to run away halfway through the season and you know you've got your first 4. But at the moment, the way the table is set, I mean, even Delhi realistically doesn't have a chance. But if you look at it, up until number 6, Rajasthan Royals, Chennai Super Kings, anybody can qualify.
Delhi have played a game more than everyone. Yeah. They're on 12 on 10. So even if they get to 14, it feels unlikely. But Pat Cummins into Sai Siddharthan, first ball, a full ball, play back to the bowler. There would be no run. So it's Sai Siddharthan, Shubman Gill opening the bowling. Pat Cummins, a ball in hand for Sunrisers. How important has the return of Pat Cummins been for Sunrisers, Avi?
Well, we know how good a player he is and the quality he brings to the table. One of the best captains in world cricket, and what a cricketer. Absolute terrific cricketer with the ball, with the bat, and just the intensity he brings to the ground.
3rd man deep square, the 2 fielders outside of the circle. Cummins comes in once again to Sai Siddharthan, and Sai Siddharthan just flicks that off as pads out to that fielder on that leg side boundary, and they do come back for 2 runs.
They've got such good understanding. Sai Siddharthan and Shubman Gill, and both such quality cricketers and in such good form as well. Yeah, both of them make batting look ridiculously easy. Very pleasing to the eye. Sai Siddharthan and Shubman Gill.
Looking forward to seeing Shubman Gill batting in particular. He's been in really good touch. Pat Cummins then in once again to Sai Siddharthan. 2 balls of the innings gone, 2 without loss. Cummins comes in to Sai Siddharthan. Another full ball, and this time Sai Siddharthan flicks that past mid-on and mid-wicket, and that will be another 2 runs, but time that shot nicely, Abby.
Yeah, and also we discussed about this yesterday as well. We briefly discussed that how contrasting both teams are in terms of their approach to T20 cricket. And we talk about Gujarat Titans. They are still, it seems like, looking at all the other teams, they're still living in the past. A few years behind in terms of their approach in the first 6 overs. They don't really go hammer and tongs in the first 6. They still play very conservative. No, I wouldn't say conservative. Conservative compared to other teams. But they are happy with 60 in the first 6, where the other teams are looking at 90, 100.
Cummins into Siddharthan. Again, a ball on leg stump, flicked away to the fielder at deep square. It will just be a single. Can they win the IPL playing that way?
Oh, absolutely. I think they are, you know, what they bring is a lot of depth in the squad. And the quality you see, they've got players who can make that shift when needed, if needed, and we have seen that. Otherwise they wouldn't have won 4 games on the bounce, and they've just found a method which is working brilliantly for their side.
Really excited to see Rabada and Siraj with ball in hand later, who have been bowling brilliantly in the power play. Just the 2 of them have been doing pretty much all of the bowling in the last 4 games for them.
Yeah, we spoke about the batting, how they've been a bit traditional in terms of they don't go 6-6-6. I think they've hit the least amount of 6 in the power play if you compare to any other side. That just shows you they've got a different method. When it comes to bowling, it's pretty much the same. Shiraz and Rabada bowls the whole power play themselves.
Cummins to Shubman Gill. What a battle this is going to be. Again, a ball angling into Shubman Gill. Played to mid-wicket, no run. Look at Gill's strike rate in the power play. Not as healthy as some of the big hitters, but still 175 across the last 2 IPLs. He's one of only 5 batters to have scored 200-plus runs against spin at a 50-plus average and 150-plus strike rate. And again, over that period, his 460 runs against spin is more than anyone else in the league, coming in an average of 92 and a strike rate of 163. So, well, you know, I'm not sure how much spin we'll see today, but 2 things there. He's playing spin really well, and the strike rate overall, 175 in the power play. As Cummins comes into Gill, plays that to mid-wicket, there will be no run. He's sure not striking at Suryavanshi levels, but again, 175, it's still pretty healthy.
I mean, 175 is insane.
Sounds good to you?
I think it's pretty good for any opener. Yeah, when you compare him to the likes of Abhishek Sharma, Suryavanshi or Priyansh Arya, who are all striking at around 220, 230, and then it's a lot slower. I think as long as you do the job, you know, you get your team to a strong position, which he often does, because he holds one end together. The others can come around and play those big shots if needed. And 175 is not a bad strike rate in any ways.
Do you think we'll see him play T20 cricket for India shortly?
That's a tough one. You see the list, and you look at the players India's got. I mean, KL Rahul.
We haven't got enough time in this broadcast for you to list every good
exactly.
We'd be here all day, wouldn't we?
It'll be a long time. I mean, we have to go through so many individuals. But see, I think there is a possibility. If not as an opener, maybe at number 3, you never know. And if he keeps performing the way he does consistently, I'm sure the selectors will have to have a look at him.
Nitish Kumar Reddy will take the second over. In he comes to Sai Siddharthan, full outside of the off stump. And that is just driven beautifully through the covers. 4 runs. That is a test match type of shot.
And that's what we meant when we say a bit traditional in terms of how they go, their approach. That is as good a cover drive as you would see. And as you mentioned, a very test match looking, feet to the ball, high elbow, bat going through the line nicely, transfer of weight beautifully. Oh, that was just brilliant. You can carry on watching it on repeat.
4 runs to start the second. Nitish Kumar Reddy sort of reborn over the last couple of weeks, coming back into the Sunrisers team. And he comes to Sai Siddharthan, that's just chipped up to the fielder Heinrich Klaasen at mid-on, bounces before. There will be no run. What was he looking to do there?
Just played a bit too early. I think he just turned his bat towards the onside a bit too early. The ball was still swinging away from him. Very lucky not to get a leading edge to the mid-on fielder. But you look at that. At the moment, we got Sunrisers batting order. It looks really scary. Abhishek, Kishan, Klaasen, Salil, Smaran, Reddy, Cummins. They'll get an impact sub as well in Travis Head.
Yeah, he's good, isn't he? I'm scared, and I'm sat here in the studio in London Bridge with you.
Imagine you have to bowl to them.
No, thank you. 9 without loss. 8 balls of the innings gone. Nitish Kumar Reddy comes into Sai Siddharthan and uses his feet, gets an inside edge though. And the keeper will run round to his right-hand side and do the fielding. The score ticks on to 10 without loss. Midway through the second. Just Butler's getting lots of starts and is looking good, getting to 20 and 30. I wonder if today's the day he goes big, because I think he's playing nicely, Abby.
Yeah, he's batting beautifully. As you mentioned, he's timing the ball really well. He's looking good. He's getting those early starts, but not getting those big 80, 100s, which he often does in the IPL. I remember the season he got 500s in the IPL, was very close to breaking record of Virat Kohli, who's got 600 in a season. I mean, how do you get 600 in a season?
100 every other game. I mean, that's almost just... You can't be allowed to be that good in a tournament that's competitive. Nitish Kumar Reddy comes into Shubman Gill, driven back to the bowler and dropped. A little bit of swing was there maybe away from the right-hander. It was a 4 ball in the slot. Gill goes back down the ground. Nitish Kumar Reddy throws the right hand out, tries to catch it. It goes in, it goes out. Not easy, but half a chance?
Half a chance. I'm not sure I'll call it a drop. There was a hint of outswing. The ball traveled to him very quickly. It's a reaction catch. If it gets stuck in your hand, it does. Otherwise, you cannot catch it. Like, you cannot mean it.
Yeah, sure.
That's the thing. It just gets stuck in your hand.
Bit of swing there as well, wasn't there? Away from the right-hander. Reddy comes in once again to Shubman Gill. Short, wide, cut away. That will beat the fielder. Oh, yes, it will indeed. There was a fielder at deep point. Short, wide. Shubman Gill timed that beautifully through the offside on the cut. dropped, boundary.
The first time he gave a bit of room for Shubman Gill to free his arms. Was a bit short, a bit wide. Still a bit of swing for him. We saw that yesterday as well. There was a hint of swing, but on this pitch as well, he's getting a bit of movement. That was a really nice shot from Shubman Gill. Complete control when he played that shot. Was aerial, but in the gap.
14 without loss. 1 ball left of the second over. Shubman Gill has his first boundary. Nitish Kumar ready. With a deep point, a deep square leg, comes into Shubman Gill, who comes down the track, uses his feet, gets an outside edge, and it's going to fall short of that fielder on the offside. 15 without loss at the end of the second. For Shubman Gill, miscuing that shot, but it falls safe.
Yeah, you need a bit of fortune in this format of the game, and Shubman Gill just dancing down the track, try to take the bowler on. And again, at that swing, gets an outside edge. Safe, absolutely safe. The ball landing in the no man's land. A 15 for no loss, and that's the sort of start GT often gets. They're not somebody who will get to 30 in the first 2 overs. And usually if you look at T20, the way it goes, third over is the over where the batters get the feel of the surface, they know what the bowler's trying to do, and that's exactly when they try and go hard. So I wouldn't be surprised if they want to go a bit harder in this particular over against Praful Hinge, who has been expensive.
Pat Cummins bowled the first over. 5 runs he went for, but takes himself out of the attack to bring in Praful Hinge. Shubman Gill on strike. Praful Hinge into Shubman Gill, and Shubman Gill tries to flick that away into the leg side. Came off the pad, goes through to the keeper. A bit of movement into the right-hander there. And I think Shubman Gill was disappointed, Avi, that didn't go to the boundary.
Yeah, that should have gone to the boundary. But again, we spoke in length about the sort of bowling change we just saw after Pat Cummins bowling a brilliant first over. Why wouldn't you bowl a second over and create that pressure and keep that pressure going? You're Pat Cummins. And now Praful Hinge comes. He might bowl a brilliant over. He might pick up a wicket or 2, but he can actually go for a lot of runs.
Hinge into Shubman Gill, was in the slot, and Shubman Gill! Oh, he picks out Henry Klaasen at mid-on. It was a 4 ball in the slot. Shubman Gill looked to just sort of play it over the fielder at mid-on. And it goes straight into the hands of Heinrich Klaasen. Does it go in cleanly? Oh, yes, it does. And Praful Hinge gets that wicket. But again, I think that's more of a bad shot than a good delivery. That was in the slot for Shubman Gill, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. That was right in the slot. But Shubman Gill, I'm not sure he made up his mind he wants to go aerial or he wants to go along the ground. And at the end, just chips it straight to Heinrich Klaasen, who's a brilliant fielder. Right into his hand. That's a big blow for Gujarat. Not the start they were looking for. The Sunrisers Hyderabad, after winning the toss, electing to bowl. That's exactly they wanted, to see the back of Shubman Gill. Early, out for 5 of 7. And in comes Jos Buttler.
In comes the former England captain, Jos Buttler. Made a couple of 50s earlier on in the competition, and then has got a lot of starts. France has got the some raspberries and blueberries there, pal.
He's made himself a nice yogurt bowl there.
No, I know.
With some nuts and everything.
I know, but he spent like so much time making it.
Yeah.
He's going to spend more time making it than actually eating it. Oh, you want to diet or something, pal? Honestly, life's too short, mate, to be
You need to take a couple of tips from him.
It's true, it's harsh. Hey, listen, I love my dad bod, by the way.
Yeah.
Life's too short to not enjoy your food, right?
Well, you've got to.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Good, I'm glad. Yeah, good. I'll take a raspberry blueberry on afterwards. Yeah. Jos Buttler then comes to the crease with the Gujarat Titans, 15 for 1 in the third. Shubman Gill trying to breathe in now for you, Abby, just to let you know. Just
try and tug it in.
Oh, sorry. I'll try and sit close to the desk then, you know. Praful Hinge though goes dot, goes wicket. GT 15 for 1. Size to Darson 10 not out. Jos Buttler facing his first ball with a deep point, a deep square leg. Praful Hinge comes into Jos Buttler, who drives that straight to a really short cover. There will be no run. I don't know if I'm overthinking this. I think when I'm watching Jos Buttler bat in this tournament, I think in his first 2 or 3 balls, he looks to try and play that big shot, to almost get that, you know, a big scoring shot early. Whereas Buttler in the past will often be 6 from 8, 8 from 10, 10 to 12. I don't know whether it's just a coincidence getting a bad ball which he's putting away, but it looks like he's trying to play a really aggressive shot early in his innings to get him going.
Yeah, just to make that shift, get that mindset going, that aggressive mindset.
Hinge into Buttler, who does come down the track, and he times that 4 ball angling into him perfectly out to the field on the leg side. It'll just be a single though.
Yeah, but that's the shift we have seen with a lot of cricketers, especially a lot of batters in this year's IPL, that shift in the mindset, that they try to be a bit more aggressive than they have been in the past. We've seen that with KL Rahul. We have seen that sometimes with Shubman Gill as well. So it's just the pressure. It's the peer pressure. When you see everyone going hard from ball 1 or ball 2, you know, somewhere down the line, you also feel that I need to do the same. I need to play the catch-up with other players.
Pat Cummins is my guilty pleasure, by the way. As an England cricket fan, I shouldn't be saying too many nice things about the Australia Test captain, but he's a cool bloke, isn't he?
Oh, he is super cool. I think he is very cool.
Praful around the wicket, decides to dance and just defends that into the leg side for a single. He's just very good at cricket, very cool and very suave.
Yeah, I think he looks like a guy who could be cool at everything.
Yeah.
You get him to do anything and he'll be pretty cool at that, you know.
And you know what? He won't even be trying to be cool.
Yeah.
That's why I think he's so cool. Like Hardik Pandya tries to be cool.
But
he's got that dodgy
is he cool?
No.
That's the question.
No, absolutely not. Whereas Pat Cummins doesn't try and be cool, but that makes everything he does even more cool.
Exactly.
Suaviest cricketers of all time? You can leave a comment in the talkSPORT live YouTube stream and let us know. Abhishek Janjanwala will put himself in that bracket as well, I'm sure.
Nah, far from it.
No, come on. Just 2 runs then from this 3rd over. It's been good from Praful and the wicket of Shubman Gill. Josh Buttler, 1 from 2. Last ball of the 3rd, GT 17 for 1. In comes Praful and Buttler. Just almost prods at a ball outside of the off stump, beats him on the outside edge, goes through to the keeper. Praful 1 for 2 from his first over, 3 gone. GT 17 for 1. You know,
when he came to ball, I said that this could be the over where they might go hard and get 10, 15. But got to give him a lot of credit the way he bowled. He bowled brilliantly and probably Pat Cummins knows a thing or two more than you and I. Probably that's the reason he stopped himself from bowling the 3rd over and brought Praful. But when he made his debut in the IPL, the greatest debut ever by any bowler, I think, in the history of the IPL. How many wickets did he pick in the first over? 3?
3, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We won that call together, weren't we?
Picked up 4 in that game. Yeah, what a debut that was. And some massive names as well. Suryavanshi. I think it was Dhruv Jurel.
And Parag maybe was the other one. I think it might have been. Yeah, I think
Josh
was the other end maybe, yeah. So Pat Cummins then is going to come back in and bowl the 4th over to Sidarsan, slip in. Cummins to Sidarsan. Sidarsan punches that late onto the back foot, out to the fielder, a deep backward point. They come through for a single. We saw Sidarsan play Test cricket last year for India in England. Do you think he's got the game to long term? Obviously, India now post Virat Kohli to kind of be a number 3, number 4 for India long term in Test cricket. Yeah,
I think they will look at him as the long-term number 3 if he can carry on scoring runs and justify. So it'll take a bit of time because it's never easy to fill somebody. Number 3 has always primarily has been Rahul Dravid, then others have to come in and fill his shoes.
Pujara was quite good after that,
Pujara
wasn't he?
was pretty decent, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And then he's got to fill the shoes of Pujara, and number 4 is Virat Kohli. So he has some big shoes to fill for players.
Pat Cummins comes into Josh Buttler, 18 for 1 into the 4th over. In comes Cummins, it's full outside of the off stump. Butler opens the face of the bat and plays that out to the fielder at deep point, running round to his left-hand side, and Butler comes back for a second.
A lot of English fans will really cherish this matchup. Pat Cummins bowling to Josh Buttler, who gets the better of each other. What a terrific performer he has been over the years, and the commitment. You see him in the ground, you know that Pat Cummins is going to get everything, every ounce of energy he's got in his body. It's brilliant.
Pat Cummins comes in once again to Josh Buttler, who's 3 from 4. Buttler goes back into his crease, and you don't see many leaves, do you? It's a shorter ball outside of the off stump, and Butler's happy not to play a shot.
It just carries nicely. There's lovely bit of bounce on this surface, the ball carrying to the keeper very well. Also, it looks like a pitch where I don't think it looks like a 220, 230 pitch. Again, that's the issue. When you're batting first, it's very hard to know what's the right score on a surface in the IPL, and hence you see most teams.
Yesterday was hard to work out what score was good on that pitch.
Yesterday I thought they were 30 above par.
Yeah, same.
I genuinely thought that had so much for the fast bowlers, that pitch.
Cummins into Butler. Oh, it's shorter and wider outside of the off stump, and Butler tries to play that through the offside, beats him on the outside edge. Almost even 13 overs into the run chase yesterday, I thought they were 40 or 50 above par until Miller and Axar came together.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the bowling was pretty average from Punjab. They bowled too many long hops, too many short deliveries. They just couldn't exploit the conditions. There was plenty, and Shreyas Iyer said the same, I think, in the post-match interview. He said, oh, I thought we were 30 to 40 runs above par. So it goes down to the bowlers. They just didn't hit the right areas.
2 balls left to the 4th. Cummins comes into Butler. Butler just turns that away into the leg side. It will be a single. The score moves on to 21 for 1.
Yeah, that won't be the score when Sunrisers Hyderabad comes to bat. I can promise you that. After 4 overs, 20 for 1.
They normally have 21 runs on the board from the first over, don't they?
If they are 20, they'll be 5 down.
Yeah.
or 3 or 4 down. Otherwise, they will not be on 20.
One or the other, isn't
One
it,
or
right?
the
Yeah.
other. With them,
There's nowhere in the middle, is there?
No,
They're not looking
no
to consolidate ever, are they? The run rate is below 5.5 runs and over. It's been a really, really good, solid start. They haven't bowled too many bad balls, have they? There's maybe that sort of full ball outside of the off stump. The sides to Darson drove through the covers. But apart from that, bowling nicely in and around kind of the top of off stump, aren't they? As Cummins comes into Darson around the wicket and again comes forward, defends that back to the bowler. Another really good over. 4 runs from it. 4 overs gone. GT 21 for 1.
Yeah, again, the key thing to look with all the bowlers so far is the length they have bowled, and also the line. They have been very straight. They've hardly allowed the batters to free their arms. There's hardly been any long hops, and that's what you expect, and that's the kind of standard you need to set for your bowling unit. Yes, there are good pitches, the batters are going to come hard, but I still feel if you can, with the new cherry, if you can bowl the right areas, the right length, and on the stumps, you're always asking the batters to take risk. But with so many matches we have seen, the bowlers bowling wide, giving far too much room, going too full, and hence you allow the batters to go after you.
It's like if you're aiming the top of off stump, if you go a little bit fuller, you're getting driven for 4.
Exactly.
If you go a little bit shorter, you're being pulled for 6. There is no margin for error, is there?
And that's why you need to, however much you need to practice to be able to be so precise with your line and length.
Ready, back into the attack. 10 runs from his first over, into Butler, full on the pads. Oh no, it's flicked away to mid-wicket. It should have been stopped. It goes through the fielder's legs, and it's 4 runs. And Butler, finally, 8th ball of his innings, gets 4, but poor fielding.
Yeah, but again, a bit too full. That delivery was on the pads, half volley length. Josh Butler should have hit that for 4 all day long. He hits it straight to the fielder. There was a bit of misfield. Yeah, that should have been stopped.
Seen a little bit of swing. Is he maybe trying to go a little bit fuller to try and maybe entice the loose drive and find the outside edge?
Yeah, maybe, but you still got to get your length right. You still got to be good length, not half volley.
Ready, into Butler, comes down the track, another fuller ball, and Butler looking to drive inside edge into his pads. There will be no run.
Yeah, on that occasion, Nitish Reddy just trying to bring the ball in. Usually he always takes the ball away from the right-hander, bowls out swingers. On that occasion, just bowling an in-swinger. And Josh Butler, at times, his head tends to fall on the offside when he plays the ball towards the leg stump. Very lucky.
Yeah, we've seen him come back into the team. He's bowling quick, and his batting strike rate, adding the death overs, is 217, the second highest for an Indian batter behind Tilak Varma in that death overs 17 to 20. So he's finishing the innings off well, and he's bowling quick. There's Nitish, comes into Butler, and Butler attempted to go for that kind of scoop over the keeper. Timing not there, comes off the pads, and he gets a single.
Got himself in all sorts of tangle there. I think he went into that position too early, which allowed Nitish Reddy to make that change at the very end. He saw Butler moving outside the off and just followed him outside off. Very, very nicely bowled. And a bit of swing, a bit of movement off the surface. And that looked a bit ugly.
Yeah, he didn't look comfortable at all there, did he, Josh Butler? As he attempted to kind of help that ball, scoop that ball over the keeper. But this has been really, really good so far from Sunrisers. Midway through the 5th, GT at 26 for 1. Sai Siddharthan is back on strike now, 12 from 10. Just seen 3-4 so far on the power play. Ready, into Sai Siddharthan, drives that ball to mid-off, and there will be no run. That was good fielding there from Pat Cummins.
They haven't tried to hit the ball in the air even once in the first 28 deliveries. Apart from that Shubman Gill dismissal. Even then, I don't think he was trying to go aerial. He was trying to go along the ground, just couldn't control it. But just getting a look of the pitch. There's a tinge of grass. There's a bit of grass, and probably that's the reason. There's been a bit of lateral movement. And this.
That's good to see, though.
Yeah,
you like that? But
I always love a bit of grass. Something for the fast bowlers.
Ready over the wicket to Siddharthan. Again, it's another really good ball. That ball is on the top of off stump. It's nice. Siddharthan just knocks that back to the bowler. There will be no run.
Yeah, that's a nice length. Just back of length. It's not been easy. It's not a surface where you can just plant and hit through the line, because there has been movement. So the batter's just being a bit cautious, and usually GT is a bit too cautious in the first 6 overs. They don't like losing too many wickets, but I still feel at some point they need to go. They need to try and up that run rate. At the moment, they are under 5.5 an over.
And just 7 balls left to the power play.
And you're playing against Sunrisers Hyderabad, who loves to go at 15.
Yeah. Yeah, they're going to have to try and up it, aren't they, at some point. Maybe they'll look to go big in that final over of the power play. Maybe I'm guessing Praful Hinga will come back in and bowl. That last over, his first over, was a good one, going for just 2 runs. Ready then, over the wicket into Siddharthan, and again, he steps across the stumps, outside off, looking to scoop the ball. Again, nothing on it, through to the keeper. They're just not timing the ball well at all, are they, these two?
Yeah, the issue is as a batter, when you struggle to hit down the ground, which both of them have because of the movement or extra bit of pace, bounce, that's where you start looking to use the pace of the ball and go behind the stumps, try and play those scoops, those cheeky little shots. But those haven't worked either for them.
1 over went for 10. The other 4 overs, none of it's gone for more than 6 runs and over.
Yeah.
That's incredible stuff.
This is brilliant bowling. I think we have spoken a lot about the batting, but the bowling has been exceptional. The line, the lengths, there's hardly been any freebies for the batters, even though the pitch is conducive for fast bowling. But as a bowler, you still got to bowl well. You still got to hit your lengths. That's exactly what they have done. He's brought back Praful Hinga again for his 2nd over.
Yep, 2 overs for Cummins, 2 overs for Nitish, and there will be 2 overs for Hinga, who got the wicket of Shubman Gill. Josh Butler on strike then. In comes Praful, and he goes for the scoop. Is there bat on it? Ishan Kishan says yes. Abhi says yes.
I think there is bat on
Bat or
it.
pad?
I think there's bat on it. I just genuinely feel that there is a bit of bat on it, but maybe we're wrong, but they will go for the review, I have a feeling. I have a
3
feeling.
set, yeah, they do review it. There was definitely some noise, wasn't it? It sounded more batty than padding.
It's also more than the noise. I was a bit more concerned about the deviation, and it seems like the deviation came off the bat. Because the ball went quite quickly to Ishan Kishan. If it was the pad, it does lose a bit of pace when the ball goes. It just dies a little bit, yes.
Big moment in this game. Can they get them 2 down? Can they get Gill and Butler out? Butler going for the scoop.
Check the feed, it's a fair delivery.
It came off something through to the keeper.
Ishan Kishan is saying no. I don't think it's come off the bat. So let's wait.
He's saying no.
Yeah. But I think it might have come off the bat.
It is. Oh, well, it's definitely not pad. He's nowhere. The ball is nowhere near the pad.
I can hear a clear sound there. It's definitely off the bat. There is a movement. There's a deviation of the bat as well. I'll be very surprised if that's not out. Oh, clearly.
Great call. You called it straight away. You said it sounded batty, it looked batty, and Josh Butler is gone. Tries to play that scoop, gets a thin edge through to the keeper, and Josh Butler's innings comes to an end. He goes for 7. He did not look comfortable at all, and Praful Hinga gets Shubman Gill, and he gets Josh Butler. GT 26 for 2 after 5.1 overs.
Yeah, he looked a bit scratchy, he looked a bit patchy, didn't he? Josh Butler just couldn't get going. Couldn't strike it properly. Out for 7 of 11 deliveries. And Praful Hinga is doing it again. 2nd wicket for him. 2 massive wickets. First Shubman Gill. Now the dangerous Josh Butler brings in a youngster into the middle. A cricketer from Haryana. Played a lot of first class in T20 and 50 over cricket for Haryana, but still very new in the IPL, so there must be a lot of pressure on Sindhu, but an opportunity at the same time.
Yeah, Nishant Sindhu then in at 4. A lot's been made for the last 18 months about the success of GT and how most of their runs are scored by that top 3, but maybe we've seen signs in the last couple of games, the middle order finding some form. Washington Sundar got runs last game. Jason Holder has been batting high up the order. We've got the young man here coming to the crease, and you know, Rahul Tewatia is an experienced player. We know there's a good player in there, but I mean, they've got clearly, to state the obvious, going to need this middle order to fire today, right?
Oh, I think they'll need every bit of their middle order. Yeah, again, trying to scoop that ball. That's a shot he plays really well. I mean, yeah, if somebody deserves to play that scoop, it's Josh Butler, because he's so good with that shot.
Praful into the young man around the wicket. Bouncer, no shot played through to the keeper.
I like the aggression. I love a bouncer from a young fast bowler, especially to a new batter, just making a statement. Yeah, we are watching so many times that delivery from Praful got rid of Josh Butler, and that was so clear that Josh Butler has got a bat on it. I don't know why Josh Butler was so surprised.
Yeah, no, I was thinking the same thing. Like, I was going to say to you, Butler's not walking. Yeah, I know. Praful around the wicket to Sindhu, a little bit of width, driven through the offside, time to perfection. 4 runs for Nishant Sindhu.
I think, you know, every time I see a youngster who's just come into this tournament, playing his first IPL or first or second game, and the confidence I see in them, oh, that's the best thing you can see.
No fear, is there?
No fear, absolutely no fear. And more than the no fear is the attitude they've got. They've got a bit of arrogance about them, which is always good for a cricketer. You've got to have that bit of arrogance against the best bowlers in the world. Yeah, this is just outstanding cricket.
Praful in again to Sindhu. A little bit shorter outside of the off stump, defended back to the bowler. I hope that GT, from a neutral's point of view, get a competitive total on the board, because Rabada Siraj coming in to head and Abhishek in the power play with runs on the board. That's a battle, isn't it, that we're all looking forward to?
Yeah, and also on the surface, there's plenty for the fast bowlers. There's a tinge of grass on it. They need to get to at least 180. See, anything below 180 is going to be a difficult task, even for Shiraz and Kagiso Rabada.
Praful around the wicket, and again it's another bouncer. Sindhu tries to just sort of help that over the keeper. No bat on it, through to the keeper. What, I mean, by the way, I mean, one of Nitish, his first over went for 10, but all 3 of the bowlers have hit the ball, put the ball in good areas. There's a little bit of swing, and they bowled really, really good stuff here early on, haven't they?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things to be learned from Siraj and Rabada. Most of the time they bowl the 6 overs in the power play, 3 each, and they don't try and do too many things. They just come and bowl that length.
Praful in to Nitish Sindhu, who comes down the track, uses his feet, smashes that ball over cover. 1 bounce 4, and the power play ends with the score of 34 for 2. Shot though.
Yeah, that's a brilliant shot. Wonderful to see the intent he has shown in the first 5 deliveries. Couple of 4s for him. That should give him a lot of confidence for the remaining of the innings. And again, that's a fantastic shot.
That's the power play completed then. Sunrisers winning the toss, bowling first. 6 gone, GT 34 for 2. Shuman Gill went early, then Butler went in the last over of the power play. Gill for 5, Butler for 7. Praful getting both wickets. Siddhartha now on 12. Nishant Sindhu not out on 8. Faraz Noor comes in to replace Abhishek Janjanwala. For us, it's been a, well, the bowlers at the moment who are on top, aren't they, pal?
100%. It's been a very, very steady start from the Titans here. I think it's a bit of an understatement, but the bowlers have bowled beautiful lengths and they've really executed that. And I think the wickets we've seen is from the pressure of the lengths them bowlers are bowling. They haven't given much away at all, causing the batsmen to make changes which they wouldn't naturally do.
Yeah, spot on. They've pretty much been in around the top of off stump. There's been a little bit of swing as well. Reddy's going to carry on outside of the power play. 2 overs going for 14. Around the wicket to Siddhartha. Again, another ball on the top of off stump. Plays the fielder recover. There will be no run. What have you made of both of these 2 teams that kind of overall this tournament? 2 teams that have been successful, but different approaches to being successful.
100%, and it is great to see. I think these 2 are absolute titans. When I seen this game on today, I think these will go a very long way. But when you look at the sides are star-studded, and you really do see why they are up there. But it's good to see different approaches and how they're both working well.
Exactly that. Different approaches, but big players are in form. And both sides are sitting nicely to try and get into that top 4. This time a fuller ball from Nitish Reddy outside of the off stump, driven into the offside by Sai Siddharthan. The fielder on the offside boundary does the fielding. Will just be a single. Score goes to 35 for 2. That, by the way, was the lowest power play score of the season for the Gujarat Titans.
And looking at the score, it's not really by surprise, to be honest. 35 for 2, when I think par from power plays probably been about close to 70, 80s, you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's a very low-scoring start, so it was good to see how they solidified during the middle order, the middle overs, and then maybe kick on in the last 6 or 7.
35 for 2 into the 7th. Nishan Sindhu on strike, ready around the wicket. Shot! Pulled! Does it go all the way? Oh, yes, it does. It goes over deep mid-wicket. Short, and Nishan Sindhu does not hesitate. On the back foot, pulled over deep mid-wicket. 6 runs. Another good shot from the young man.
Whenever you're dragging it down that far, they have to go, and Sindhu's timed the pants off that one. Rock back straight out the middle, and it's an absolutely beautiful shot over mid-wicket. But you really can't bowl long ups there, especially with that pace. It's always going to go.
And that's it. We said earlier with Abby, like, you go a little bit full, you're being smacked back down the ground for 4. You go a little bit short, you're being pulled, aren't you, over deep wicket for 6. You can't miss that line and length. Batsmen don't let you get away with it. Another shorter ball, and this time he opens the face of the bat. It goes down to deep third, who takes the catch on the boundary. He then tries to throw the ball back into the field as he crossed the Toblerone, and he falls over, and it's going to be runs ready around the wicket. Short, Sindhu opens the face of the bat. The fielder at deep third takes the catch, but as he takes the catch, he goes over the Toblerone, throws the ball back up in the air into the pitch. But then as he tries to come back, he loses his footing, and after all that, it's going to be 2 runs in the scorebook.
What a sequence of cricket we've just seen there, because that shot from Sindhu is absolutely incredible, just helped it on its way, but the fielding is even better to take that catch. Unluckily for him, there's no one there to sort of get the follow-up.
Yeah, you're right.
There's no one there to follow up, but that piece of fielding's brilliant, so that sequence of cricket would blow my mind.
Another slightly fuller ball on the top of middle stump play back to the bowler. Yeah, he does so well, but as he takes the catch, his momentum takes him over the boundary rope. And you're right, Faraz, he almost needed one of his mates to kind of try and come round, but because it was hit it went quite quick to him, didn't it? Nobody could get near to the fielder at deep third.
Because the uppercut was played so well, it was so flat. There's not enough time there. But as you said, we're going back. The quality of this IPL, the margin for error is so small. So even in the field, making decisions like that, unbelievable. That can win or lose you a game sometimes.
Who'd be a bowler, eh?
Never.
Ready, around the wicket to Nishan Sindhu. What an eventful over. 6 that drop, catch, then a dot. How do we finish? Full outside of the off stump, driven over the fielder at cover. 4 runs. Well, maybe not too many people around the world know the name Nishan Sindhu. They might know a little bit more about him in the next hour or so, because 9 balls faced, 20 runs to his name, 3 fours, a 6, this time overpitched in the slot, punished.
And early in your innings, that is a ball and every batsman would dream of. You've got there, let your hands through it, right in the slot, half volley. You've got that width there, so you know even if you're maybe going to nick it, it's probably going to go anyway. So yeah, you love to see it. It's a great shot over extra cover.
Best over of the game. 4 GT, 13 coming from it, 7 gone, 47 for 2. Nishan Sindhu is looking good, but going to come into the attack now is the Sri Lankan overseas fast bowler Ishan Malinga, who is having a remarkable tournament. He's bowling really well through the middle overs, taking lots and lots of wickets, and has been hard to get away. He's going to bowl the 8th over, Sai Sudarshan on strike. And finally, a little bit of momentum for the Gujarat Titans.
Yep, and these middle overs again will be critical to see if they can carry this momentum through.
Malinga then replacing Praful into Sai Sudarshan, short cut away. Oh, it beats the fielder at backward point and beats the fielder at deep third. A little bit of whip, and that's really smart cricket. He knew where the fielder was inside the circle, he knew where the fielder was at deep third, and timed that cut shot to perfection.
Yep, beautifully played there. Played it nice and late, high up on the bat. Pierced it through the gap there, and yeah, lovely shot, but through backwards point, through cover point for the 4. And to be honest, it looks like they're using this power play to get their eyes in here, because they're really starting to kick on now.
He's played some beautiful shots, has Nishan Sindhu. That time it was Sai Sudarshan, and Sai Sudarshan pulls that out to the fielder at fine leg for a single. Well, Gujarat Titans attack a stop. Two hard-hitting batting lineups. Defending champions RCB and Punjab in their previous two home games, setting up around 170 run chases. Rabada Siraj been brilliant on a good length and a hard length throughout the power play. Rashid Khan back to his best. He's the leading wicket taker between overs 7 and 16 with 13 wickets. And Jason Holder, he has been amazing since coming into the team. GT one victory away from equalling their best winning streak. That would be 5 that time though from Ishan Malinga. A much better line in length. Just in and around the top of off stump. And Nishant Sindhu trying to play that drive, beats him on the outside edge through to the keeper.
Yeah, beautiful line there from Malinga, right on that fourth stump there in that corridor of uncertainty. A lovely bit of wobble there, lovely bit of shape. So it's always difficult as a batsman to play that sort of line. Especially when bowled at that sort of length as well. So yeah, great ball from Malinga.
Much better from Malinga, the overseas Sri Lankan fast bowler. Midway through the 8th, then he comes to Nishant Sindhu, defended late into the offside. They will take the single. He's got 16 IPL wickets, developing a serious reputation as a reverse swing operator. And yeah, look, sure, we know Sunrisers batters, they get most of the spotlight, but on the bowling front, no Sunrisers bowler has neared Malinga's wicket haul, the 5th best in the season overall. And in a year where Pat Cummins missed 7 of their 11 matches, it's been Malinga who's held down the fort, particularly in the second half of the innings. Been really good as the innings goes into that second half. So 4 balls into his first over.
With this low score as well, it'll be vital for them to keep this scoreboard ticking over. Keep, as we've seen, their quick singles to keep it ticking over. You don't want to ever go stagnant.
2 balls left of the 8th. Siddharthan 18 from 17. Mid-off is up. Long on, deep square, deep fine, deep third, deep point. In comes Malinga, full toss flicked away out to the fielder at deep mid-wicket. They will come back for 2. Today's coverage is in partnership with Inspired Learning Group, helping families explore UK boarding ages 11 to 18. ILG schools, Blenstrong Academy, sport and pastoral care, so students feel supported and inspired. Schools include Claysmore School in Dorset, St Francis College in Hertfordshire. Inquiries are open for September 2026. Click the link below to find out more. That's in our talkSPORT Cricket live YouTube stream. 7.5 overs gone. Gujarat Titans 55 for 2. Sindhu 21, Siddharthan 18. It's going to be Sai Siddharthan on strike. What's Ishan Malinga got for us next? Same field for Siddharthan. Deep third, looks pretty much behind the wicketkeeper. Steps away from the stump. Slower ball cut away into the offside. It will just be a single. 8 overs have been completed. The Gujarat Titans are 56 for 2. The run rate is exactly at 7 runs and over. And it's time for our first timeout of the game. 8 gone. Gujarat Titans 56 for 2.
on DAB+, online, via the talkSPORT app, and on your smart speaker.
And it is out of the ground.
The Indian Premier League, live on talkSPORT 2.
It's second versus third. Sunrisers will be the Gujarat Titans in Ahmedabad. Gujarat Titans batting first. 8 overs gone, 56 for 2. They lost 2 wickets in the power play. Gill and Butler going cheaply. Gill for 5, Butler for 7. But the third wicket partnership is a good one so far. 30 runs from 17 balls. The run rate with these two at the crease, 10.5 runs. We come towards the end of our first time out. Sunrisers Hyderabad been watchful, 21 from 19, but Nishant Sindhu has faced 11 balls, striking under 200, 21 from 11. Samalard, Faraz Noor, Abhishek Janjan and Wara, the former IPL batter, on commentary with you. And Faraz, I mean, all the talk about Sai, Gill, Butler, we know how good they are. Only 11 balls, I'm not getting too ahead of myself, but this kid's a superstar. I mean, let's give him everything. I've already fallen in love with Nishant Sindhu. Some of those strikes so far have been brilliant.
I tell you what, and I can't blame you at all because he's looked fantastic here. Again, he's only faced 11 balls, but some of the shots he's played have been absolutely extraordinary. So yeah, it'll be good to see how he sort of takes that into consideration, because these middle overs are going to be key. This partnership will be really key. Obviously, having a slow start in the power play, it'll be good to see if they tick over, then build that score for them. They can really kick on in them last 5 overs and maybe get 10 and over, 12 and over then.
How's your season started?
Our season has started not the best, to be fair. I've only played 1 game myself so far, which we talked about in the last time I covered the game. I only scored 4, but I'll be available this Saturday. We have won 1 game, lost 1, then 1 got rained off on the weekend as well.
Okay, so you're available for selection this week, playing 1s or 2s?
Yeah, first team, Sam. You know me, always first team, mate. Got a cup game on Thursday, and then we've got...
Is that T20?
Yeah, T20, yeah.
Okay, cool. And what division are you playing?
Prem division.
The Prem. All right. Saqib Hussain into the attack. Ball on top of middle stump, and Sunrisers Hyderabad happy to flick that into the leg side for a run. And for those that don't, are new listeners who are listening to you for the first time, you bat, bowl, bit of everything?
Yeah, I'm a batsman. I used to keep as well, keep a batter, and probably a better batter than a better keeper than a batter. But for you watching on the YouTube, you might see my finger there. So it is absolute. Oh, there's a camera there. My finger's absolutely done for. Yeah, my finger's bigger than my thigh, I think, to be honest.
That's a thick middle finger, isn't it?
Now I just bat now.
Saqib Hussain into Nishant Sindhu, plays that late into the offside. There will be no run.
Yeah, so now I just bat now. I like to think myself as fairly expansive, left-handed batter. I like to play my shots. Yeah, I like to play my shots back.
If you could compare yourself to like, what sort of batsman do you like watching? Do you kind of love to go out there and pretend to be Nishant Sindhu, is it?
You know what, if I could be half the man Nishant Sindhu is, I'll take that 100%. I think my team would take it as well.
Yeah, I'm sure. Do you get a little bit of stick because of, you've been on the TV and all that, or is that good stuff? As the keeper saying, comes into Nishant Sindhu, short ball pulled into the leg side, it will be a single. Yeah,
you're always going to get a bit, aren't you? I think the 1 game I played, someone was saying that, let's see a banishment here as soon as I got in, and then they were calling me a faithful to Summit. But that one fell flat a bit, to be fair. The banishment one got a giggle, but the second one fell flat.
I like that's good stuff, isn't it? A little bit of talk out there. Nothing. We don't want anything to go over the top or get personal, but a good bit of banter is part of any cricket at any level, right?
It keeps you interested and it keeps you enjoyed in the game. Sometimes if the game's flat, if they're not giving you a bit of stick, you're sort of disinterested yourself. So it's good to have a bit of healthy competition.
Saqib Hussain into sights to Darson, full outside the off stump, driven, beats the fielder at cover. That's 4 runs. I bet you wished you could play a shot like that on Saturday afternoon. Again, slightly over-pitched. It was there to be hit. Sunrisers Hyderabad is not missing out on a ball like that.
Definitely, and it was a beautiful shot there. Head position, all great there, all over the ball. A lovely extension through there, and he's pierced it through cover. Again, high elbow. So, yeah, you don't get much better than that.
Just a good cricket shot at any level, in any format. Slightly over-pitched. Full enough outside off, and Siddharthan cracks that past extra cover. Hussain in once again. This time goes short. This time pulled straight to the fielder at short mid-wicket, and there will be no run. 1 ball left in the 9th. GT 62 for 2.
That one didn't seem that short enough to pull, really. I don't think it got up too much as well. But as you said, we were talking about, well, this wicket seems really good. There's a bit in it for both. There's a bit of green, bit of grass there for the bowlers. A few cracks as well there. And yeah, the shape's been really good from the bowlers.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Rabada and Siraj getting on this, bowling to Hedden and Abhishek in an hour or so time. This time a much slower ball. Saisir Darson picks it, just goes onto the back foot, plays that into the leg side, and oh goodness me, there's a throw there with the non-strikers then smashes off the stumps, and it's absolutely fine, it doesn't go anywhere. A wry smile there from Pat Cummins. So Saqib Hussein's first over goes for 7, 9 overs gone, GT 63 for 2, and it looks like Pat Cummins has his hat off and is going to introduce himself back into the attack.
Yep, great over from Hussain there, and that last ball was a beautifully executed slower ball there to run his fingers down it. But yeah, we're good to see if Cummins comes back into attack and how he sort of navigates this, trying to get a breakthrough here, a much needed breakthrough for the Sunrisers.
I'm sure Rashid Khan, how's this for insight, is going to bowl later on. But we saw no spin yesterday in the game at all. And 9 overs in, no spin yet for Sunrisers. I've got Shivan Kumar, who's bowled some good spin in this tournament so far, but possibly with that little bit of movement, bit of grass in the wicket. Pat Cummins is happy just to keep going with the fast bowlers. Cummins, Reddy, Hinga, Malinga, and Saqib Hussain, the 5 quick that have been used so far. So Pat Cummins back into the attack. Saisir Darson on strike. He's 27 from 23. Cummins going to go around the wicket into the left-hander, short, wide. Saisir Darson trying to cut it, but gets an under edge and goes through to the keeper. There'll be no run.
Yep, it was a great start again, and that's just executing the lengths as well. It was a good length ball, and yeah, you're just trying to cut it, got the under edge there, not quite timed it. But yeah, I think Cummins is obviously a very experienced cricketer. He's an unreal cricketer. He's played at such quality levels, so yeah, knows.
Ashish Kapoor, the GT spin bowling coach, speaking with TV.
At this point in time would have been a very decent score on this.
Okay, and so plot for us as you go forward then, how you sort of keep the momentum on. It'll just be a single. And also what you're kind of thinking as a score that will be competitive on here.
I mean, it's just a guesswork, but I think anything above 170, about 160, 170 should be a very decent score on this track if we bowl well. And the kind of bowling attack that we have, it won't be very easy to score.
Yeah, young Sindhu sent out there, he's walked out, he's 22 from 13. It seems things are different for him. He's playing well, isn't he?
Yeah, he's playing on a different wicket altogether.
And what kind of guy is he? Tell us a bit more about him.
He's very quiet, but he's a very attacking cricketer. He's done exceptionally well in these state games and for India A so far, and he's a very promising cricketer. He's been in the IPL with CSK and then with us, and he's got his chance this year, and I hope he grabs it with both hands.
Oh dear! Oh no! You've heard about the commentator's curse, haven't you?
A big wicket for the Sunrisers Hyderabad. They get their man, Nishant Sindhu. Pat Cummins brings himself into the attack. It's a fuller ball just outside of the off stump. The left-handed bat looking to drive the ball over long off. Mistimes the shot. Heinrich Klaasen will not miss out on that. And the young man's innings, it goes for 22.
Caught the bottom of the bat there, he didn't get the middle there, just got right under it, and yet it did not time that, didn't get enough on it, and to be honest it was caught well within the circle. Sindhu will be kicking himself with that one, especially at the chance he's got coming in, sort of his innings to make his own. So yeah, it will be interesting to see how the Titans come back from this, and that is a big breakthrough that Sunrisers needed.
Yeah, he went a couple of overs without scoring a boundary, not sure if he just maybe got a little frustrated. It was launched straight to long off, and Darson goes full outside of off, and again tries to take on the fielder on the boundary along off. Doesn't get all of it. Heinrich Klaasen is not going to drop that. So Nishant Sindhu's innings was fun. It was short, but he goes for 22 from 14 balls, hitting 3 4s and a 6. And that brings Washington Sundar to the crease. Last time out for GT on the weekend against the Rajasthan Royals. He went well. He posted 229 for 4 from 20. He batted at 4, made 37 from 20, striking at 185. And again, he's going to have to support Darson, maybe try and rebuild and give themselves a decent little platform there to finish off. You heard there the spin coach there actually saying that 170 is going to be a decent score. And again, we've seen Sunrisers chase 220, 230 in this tournament, but This pitch has got something in it for the bowlers as Pat Cummins goes around the wicket to Washington. Full, play back down the ground, 1 bounce, 4 runs. Just thought there for a second, was long on going to be interested, but he timed it well and placed it well, 1 bounce, 4.
It seemed that he didn't want to go there first thought. It seemed that his bat turned in his hand and what was originally trying to go over, yeah, it looked like his bat turns in his hand there. What he was maybe trying to go over mid-off sort of turned on, but it's worked well. It's gone through mid-on and it's went for 4. But yeah, as you said, it will be really important here.
2 balls after the 10th, Cummins around the wicket to Washington. Sundar, that's a really good ball from Cummins. Angles it back into the left-hander, pitches and then moves away from the left-hander who sort of tries to punch that ball through the offside, beats him on the outside edge. That's a lovely ball from Pat Cummins.
That was a brilliant ball from Cummins there. As you said, it's done a bit of everything. It shaped in and then nipped away again from Sundar. It was a bit of a nothing shot on the back foot overdrive, and if he was to nick off to that, he would have been kicking himself especially. So I think he just sees this ball out here. It will be a good start from him.
1 ball left of the 10th, GT 68 for 3. Cummins into Washington around the wicket. Washington just punches that to mid-on. That is the end of the 10th over. Gujarat Titans are 68 for 3. Siddharthan not out on 28. Washington Sundar 4 from 3. Pat Cummins 1 for 13 from his 3 overs. He's bowled really, really well. As Abhishek Janjanwala, the former IPL batter, comes in to replace Faraz Noor. And Abhi, at the halfway stage, how do you see it?
I think Sunrisers Hyderabad definitely the happier side. They managed to contain the runs and also pick up 3 very, very important wickets. Sindhu was looking good. I was quite looking forward to see him get a big one. You always get excited when you see a youngster coming in and doing well. But against Pat Cummins, never easy. He's a world champion. For Washington Sundar, there's still a batting to come. Jason Holder, Tewatia, we know what he has done in the past. But it won't be an easy task in front of this very, very talented bowling lineup of Sunrisers Hyderabad.
Bowling coach speaking with TV said around 170 is a good score. Would that be fair?
Yeah, I think I said that earlier, that anything around that 170, 180, given that GT got such a strong bowling unit, could be a very, very good target. And it's not going to be a surface where Abhishek Sharma and Travis Head are going to get 80 in the first 6 overs. They can prove strong, but it's going to be a difficult one.
Ishan Malinga into Siddharthan. 4 ball play straight to mid-wicket. There'll be no run.
Yeah, he's such a class act, isn't he? Love watching him bowl. Ishan Malinga.
Ashish, you're still
we
with
got
us.
Ashish Kapoor back with us again.
Mate, I can blame you this time because it wasn't me on comms, it was you.
It was your question for me.
So you've turned it back on me, have you? Do you guys believe in that in your change house?
Yeah, it's the commentator's curse. Exactly what happened over there. I mean, you were asking me about how Sindhu is, and I think there was a ball to be hit, and he took his chance. And that's what happens in T20 cricket. Sometimes it comes off, and sometimes it doesn't.
Ashish, Sunil here. You've got to say it is commentator, not commentator's curse.
Yeah,
because it was it was comment. But Ashish, you must be very happy with the form, return to form of Rashid Khan, picking wickets.
Absolutely, sir. He's bowling brilliantly in the last few weeks for us, and the way he bowled in the last game, he turned the match upside down single-handedly.
And Rabada as well. Rabada is firing in, isn't it?
Rabada, Siraj, everybody is doing the job, and I think if you see the number of dot balls, 2 of them, Rabada and Siraj, are the top leaders in that. And once you have 2 bowlers in your team who are amongst the top bowlers in the dot balls, you're obviously going to be doing well as a bowling unit.
Anything particularly as a group that you've done to sort of end up on sure footing in the way you've gone in the last little while?
I think it's been from the last 2-3 years with the new set of bowlers we had after the first 3 years. Nehra keeps harping on bowling the test match lengths, and that's what we all keep telling the bowlers, you know, to get to bowl to the test match lengths, which is more efficient these days because the batsmen are used to playing the sidearm, and with the sidearm the setup is all on the back foot these days. So any ball that is a test match length, which is a bit fuller, is much better than bowling short balls.
Yeah, it certainly has yielded great results for you. Thank you for talking to us, and all the best with getting 100 more runs and maybe even more than that.
Thanks a lot.
And right on the cue, Sidarson just hits an absolutely glorious six. Slightly shorter from Malinga, Sidarson comes down the track and just creamed that over deep backward point, goes all the way for a six. That's time to perfection.
Yeah, that's what we have seen on this surface, that it's not a surface where you can hit it from your crease. It's not a surface where you can just hit through the line. You've got to do something different. Either you've got to give yourself a bit of room, or you try and dance down the track and create that extra bit of pace against the bowlers, and that's exactly what Sudarshan did on that occasion. Opened the offside brilliantly, gave a little shimmy, and then off she goes over a point.
Malinga into Sidarson, full ball outside of the off stump, driven back down the ground, and that bounces off the bat of Washington Sundar and doesn't go very further, and that will there be no run. 11 gone. GT 78 for 3, Abby.
It could have been another boundary with the mid-off inside the 30-yard circle. He hit it pretty well. Unfortunately, the ball ended up hitting Washington Sundar's bat. Have we got a... Oh yeah, that could have been another 4. Could have been back-to-back boundaries, much needed boundaries for Gujarat Titans. They need to get to 170, 180. Even though it's not a 220, 230 pitch, but against this strong Sunrisers Hyderabad batting, you need 20, 25 runs more than you would need with other sides.
Sorry, Abby, you're going to have to explain what this is to me. This is the keeper standing up to the stumps, and is this what we call a spin bowler? I forgot what these spin bowlers are. I thought they weren't allowed to be bowled anymore in the IPL. What's going on here, Abby?
It's a surprise, isn't it? We're seeing spin after 51 overs, 40 yesterday and 11 today. A big surprise. I think when you've got good spinners, you've got to give them an opportunity. I think that's where Punjab made a massive blunder last night by not bringing in Yuzvendra Chahal, the highest wicket taker in the history of IPL. With that much experience, and you're worried that he's going to get tongued, I'm sorry. If you have somebody like him, you've got to at least try him once.
Some spin. Shivang Kumar into Washington Sundar, who plays that late on the back foot, going over the wicket. And he plays out to the fielder on the leg side, especially because the fifth seamer they used was Marcus Stoinis. And he was expensive, and he had to bowl 2 of the last 3, and I just think they went after him, and he just got his lines and lengths wrong, didn't he?
I think Marcus Stoinis is somebody who's more of a batter and a bowler. He's a batting all-rounder, not a bowling all-rounder. You only use him when you're desperate for an over or 2 from a medium pacer. But otherwise, he always end up being expensive in T20.
Shivang into Sidarson, gets that one wrong way down the leg side. Good keeping, white ball called.
And that's why I was so surprised, just because the other team didn't bowl a spinner, because they didn't have the quality of Yuzvendra Chahal. Probably that's the reason they didn't bring in a spinner. But when you have Yuzvendra Chahal, you've got to give him an over or 2. He can be a match winner, has been in so many occasions.
Shivang comes in once again to Washington Sundar, and again down the leg side is called a wide ball.
They've got to get his line and length right. There is a bit of turn. And whatever I've seen in the first 3 deliveries, I have a feeling there's a bit of hold on this surface as well. So the ball is not going to skid. It's going to grip on the pitch, which makes it harder for the batter. They've got to just bowl on the stumps.
Shivang into Sidarson, and this time he does bowl onto the stumps, and this time Sidarson on the back foot just turns that ball away to the fielder on the leg side for a single.
And also, if you're Shivang, you're thinking, yes, it's been difficult for the batters against the fast bowlers. Here is an opportunity for me to pick up a wicket or 2, because they are going to go hard at me. So if I can get my line and length right, there is a possibility they're going to take a few chances and I might be able to pick a wicket or 2.
Shivang into Washington Sundar, a ball outside of the off stump. Washington punches that to the fielder at cover. There will be no run, so 1 wide, 1 dot. Midway through the 12th, GT 82 for 3. Winner of this goes top. Shivang Kumar then, the leg spinner. Comes into Washington Sundar. Run a ball, 6 runs, and again, bit of hold there again in the pitch. And Washington Sundar on the back foot punches that bat down the ground. Shivang Kumar nearly feels off his own bowling. A single out to 100 class not long on.
Yeah, just a bit of hold, just gripping on that pitch, which makes it so much harder for the batter to play shots. And that's exactly what could have been if they used Yuzvendra Chahal yesterday. That pitch had a bit of moisture. He could have found a bit of spin and a bit of hold.
Shivang into Sidarson. It's a fuller ball. Bowling stump to stump here, and again Siddharthan just flicks that away to deep fine leg, and it's another single.
A couple of wides, so 6 runs off the over, but it's all been ones. There hardly been any boundaries. Again, that googly, very nicely bowled, well controlled on the stumps. That's the key for spinners, to bowl wicket to wicket.
Shivang into Washington this time, a little bit shorter, but it spins back into the left-hander. There is the googly, and Washington Sundar cut that ball to the fielder at backward point, no run, but there was the googly, 1 over for Shivang, 6 runs from it. Did you like what you saw there? Would you give him another one?
Yeah, he bowled really well. I think he should bowl. As long as he doesn't get hit, he can bowl a couple more overs. You just have to wait and see what... They've got plenty of options in terms of their fast bowlers, and they've rotated their bowlers pretty well as well. At the moment, you've got 1 over from Cummins, an over from Nitish, couple of overs from Hinge and Malinga, 3 overs from Sakif. So they don't necessarily need to use the spinner anymore if they don't want to, but the way he bowled the previous over, yeah, I would not be surprised if he gets another over.
It's going to be Sakif Hussain to bowl a second. To Washington Sundar, a ball on leg stump, and Sai Siddharthan flicks that out to the fielder on the leg side. There's a tumble and a stumble, and they come back for 2 runs. Sai Siddharthan moves on to 41 from just I say just 33 balls. He's striking at 121, so a little bit below where we see most batters, don't we, at the top of the order, Sai Siddharthan. But of course, he may be thinking, not an easy pitch to get in on. If I can just give myself a few more overs and set myself up for the back end of the innings. This time full in the slot, smack back down the ground, long off. Watch it go over him. Slightly over pitched, lovely lofted drive. It goes all the way for 6. I thought maybe for a second long off was interested. It goes all the way.
He picked the slow ball so early. That was just brilliant. He delayed his shot a little bit, just waited that bit extra to execute, bend his back leg to get that elevation. Wonderful, wonderful execution of that shot from Sai Siddharthan. Again, one thing you mentioned earlier, that he's taken a bit of time to get in. It's a surface where it's not easy for a newcomer to just come in and play shots, so you've got to give yourself time.
Sakif Hussain into Sai Siddharthan, a little bit of width, opens the face to the back, guides it down to deep third, takes a single.
And also your responsibility, once you're in, you've got to carry the innings through. If he gets out now, he's really put his team into a bit of a bother here. 48 of 35, try and play the next 3 or 4 overs, try and get your team to 130, 140, and then try and take a few chances if you need to. Both these players have got immense ability to hit 4s and 6s. So they should not be worried if there are a couple of dot balls, they get 6 or 7 in and over.
Washington Sundar on strike, and he drives that back down the ground to Heinrich Klaassen at long off, and it's a single. 2 balls left to the 13th. Gujarat Titans are 94 for 3. Sai Siddharthan back on strike, 48 runs from 35 balls.
Yeah, another bowler who has impressed everyone, Hussain. Came out of nowhere. Not many people have heard about him, but he was exceptional. I think, if I'm not wrong, in the first 20 or 25 overs he bowled in the IPL, he did not get hit for a single 6. It was the 5th or the 6th game when he played, he got hit for the first 6.
Sakif Hussain into Sai Siddharthan, a little bit of width. Sai Siddharthan looking to cut, beats him, goes through to the keeper, no run.
Yeah, no wonder who hit him for a 6. Let's see, let's guess.
Was it Vaibhav Suryavanshi?
Yes.
Okay, there we go. Nothing gets past me, Abby. Nothing gets past me. That doesn't count
The
then.
best part was when he played Mohammad Shiraz in his previous game for the first time, and the way he hit him for the 6th, the first ball. You should have seen Mohammad Shiraz's face. It's like, that ball should not be going to the boundary. I mean, he's done that to every single bowler in the world.
Yeah.
In the IPL this year.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Sai Siddharthan plays that to mid-wicket, no run, 13 gone, 94 for 3. Yeah, I saw a list once of all the players he's hit for a boundary in the IPL.
In the first ball. The first ball he faced off them.
Ball,
yeah, that's the thing. The first ball he faced of Siraj 6. First ball of Bumrah 6. First ball of Rabada 6. First ball of Cummins 4. So he has made a point that every time I play a world-class bowler, Mohammad Shami first ball 6. So every time I play a world-class bowler, I'm going to launch him for a 6. That is just ridiculous.
Oh, I wish I was 15 years of age again. Must be nice to have that talent, that fearlessness. Scary, scary. I've asked this question before, but I'll ask you it again. When's he playing for India?
I think I wouldn't be surprised if he comes to Ireland. They're coming to Ireland in June. They're playing on the 26th and 28th, 2 T20s. I think he should make his debut there.
Another over for Shivang. This time, a bit of a loopier ball, full ball on leg stump, driven to long on, take the single.
I think, again, going back to this game, this over could be expanded. I have a feeling either Sudarshan or Washington is going to try and take him on in this over. They'll see an opportunity to try and make it a 15-20 run over.
11 over from here, takes him to 163. Shivang inside to Darson, sweeps and gets 4 runs. Deep fine leg, deep square leg, couldn't cut it off. Sweeps 4, slides to Darson, 50 to his name. 52 from 38 balls, 4 fours, 2 sixes. Can he go big, Abby?
Oh, he can. That is top class innings. It was very measured, calculative. He needed to be out there after losing Butler and Shubman Gill. He's taken the responsibility on himself, and that's a magnificent 50 for Sai Sudarshan.
Shivang Kumar comes in. Again, a bit of a quicker ball on leg stump. Sai Sudarshan just turns that away into the leg side, and they will come back comfortably for 2 runs. That's good running there.
Yes, game awareness. Not every delivery has to go to the boundary. If you see the gap, it's pretty big boundaries. Just place it properly. Try and get those couple of runs. 7 already of the first 3. If he can get another boundary or 2, make it a 14-15 run over. That's exactly what they would be eyeing. When you're halfway mark, you've got 7. You want to make that into a big over.
He's got 1 IPL century to his name. His consistency over the last few years has been remarkable. On strike he is. Full ball outside of the off stump, and he ends up playing that out to mid-wicket. Possibly maybe should have gone over cover of that one.
Because of the googly. I think it was a googly turning into him. That's why he wanted to play it with the spin rather than playing it against. But there is a bit of turn. And Sai Sudarshan is right on top now. He's the number 1 with 495 runs, just gone past Henrik Klaasen, and you did not even know that. you did not realize.
I was looking down, thinking, where is he? Is he not on there? I wasn't looking at number 1. Washington Sundar is on strike. He's 9 from 10. I owe him an apology there. I'll be honest with you. I like to think that I do a lot of prep for my commentaries. I did not think that Sai Sudarshan was that high on the leading run scorer list.
He's just gone past Henrik Klaasen, 494. He's on 495. That is extraordinary. And actually, you didn't realize that he scored that many runs. But you talk about Gills and you talk about Suryavanshis.
Shivang into Washington. Oh, short. Bit of width. Cut away. And beats the fielder at cover and beats the fielder at deep point. Short, wide. Washington's not missing out on that one, is he?
Yeah, as I said, I just had a feeling that they might be looking to go after him in this over. Just putting that extra bit of pressure. 12 already of the first 5 deliveries. Can he finish with another boundary or a 6? Make it a 16 or an 18 run over. Again, there's a slight momentum shift now towards the Gujarat Titans. This is what T20 cricket is all about.
Shivang into Washington Sundar. Last ball to the 14th in the slot. As he picked out long on, he gets very lucky there. It was in the slot. It was there to be hit. He tries to go back down the ground. Timing wasn't great, and luckily for him, he didn't time it that well enough because it fell short of long gone. We have another timeout. 14 gone. Gujarat Titans are at 107 for 3.
Live commentary of the IPL.
That's gone big, and that 6 seals the deal.
On talkSPORT 2. on DAB+, online, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker.
And it is out of the ground.
The Indian Premier League, live on talkSPORT 2.
Live IPL commentary on talkSPORT 2, and we're also streaming live as well on the talkSPORT Cricket YouTube channel. Sam Ellard, Abhishek Janjanwala and Faraz Noor. With you on commentary, it's a big game. It's second v third, GT versus Sunrisers. Sunrisers winning the toss, saying let's have a bowl first. After 14, GT 107 for 3. Gillen Butler went cheaply in the power play for 5 and 7, respectively. Nishant Sindhu made a quick fire 22. For the 4th wicket partnership, a healthy one, 43 runs from 27 balls. Sai Siddharthan has just passed 50, 55 not out, and has gone to the top of the orange cap leaderboard. Washington Sundar at the other end on 14. So GT 107 for 3 from 14, Siddharthan 55, Washington 14, the run rate 7.5 runs and over. Pat Cummins, the Sunrisers captain, just brought himself back into the attack. Really healthy bowling figures for him so far, 1 for 13. We've got a deep square leg, sort of fine leg, third man, deep point, long off. Cummins around the wicket to Washington, short, wide, lofted drive over cover, one bounce for Faraz Noor. Poetry in motion.
That is hashtag textbook, that. I tell you what, that was a beautiful lofted drive. Just on the up there as well. He's timed it to absolute perfection. High elbow. Really got his head towards the ball. It's all about your head position, none of this foot position. All about the head position there. Lovely extension through all the way. And yep, he's seen it home for a 1 bounce for.
Remember Kevin Peterson doing a masterclass for Sky once, and he said, get your head in the right position. If your head is in that right position, everything's fine.
Kiss the ball, kiss the ball. That's what KP used to say. You kiss the ball, get your head to the ball, and that's what Washington Sundar's done there to perfection.
We'll have to work on your KP accent. We both watched the same Kevin Peterson masterclass. Literally says that. You kiss the ball when you're there to hit through that line of the ball. Cummins around the wicket to Washington. Full toss outside the off stump. Driven to cover, no run. Cummins gets away with that one.
Yeah, he does indeed. So after that textbook lofted drive before, he has got away with that one there. But I think
then misses out on the juicy full toss.
Yeah, but that is the one. But sometimes them full tosses are hard to get away. But yeah, he'll be kicking himself for that one. But he's just, when you sort of miss out on a ball like that, I think for me is you just shake your head and you're on to the next one. You don't think about it too much, and it's just next ball every time. Next ball, next ball, next ball.
111 for 3 into the 15. Pat Cummins fit again, healthy again, leading Sunrisers. Going over the wicket now to Washington. That's a really good Yorker. Dug out into the offside for 1 run. Part of me thinks if they get up to 160, 170, it could be a really good, intriguing battle. Rabada Sarad, Jason Holder's bowling well, Rashid Khan fighting form, coming into the Sunrisers top order. But part of me thinks they'll knock it off in 12 overs and will be done by 6 o'clock. Because they can, they'll just come out, they'll play one way. It feels like with the way GT bowl, they'll either be 40 for 4 in the power play or 80 without loss in the power play, nothing in between.
I think that is just the unpredictability of these two sides, these starters sides, but I guess we'll have to wait and see for that one.
Cummins around the wicket to Siddharthan. Shorter ball, pulled out to deep mid-wicket. And I think that will just be a single to Samran. Yes, it will. The partnership now worth 49 runs from 33 balls.
He's picked him out there and he's hit it too well to be anything more than a single. But yeah, as you said, I think 160, 170 could be a decent score, but then you never know, especially with the Sunrisers batting as well. You never really know. But the wicket is looking good. There is something in it for the bowlers there, and especially with the bowling attack that the Titans have to come. As you say, you've got the KG, you've got Rashid Khan, so on and so forth. So yeah, it should be a good battle, hopefully.
Deep point, long off, long on, deep mid-wicket, deep square leg. Cummins to Washington Sundar. Oh, that's really nicely bowled. It's a slower sort of Yorker type of delivery outside of the off stump, and it goes through to the keeper. And after going for that 4 first ball, it's dot 1-1 dot. Good stuff from Paddy Cummins.
It's a great over here so far from Pat Cummins there, just readjusting from that first ball. But yeah, that was a beautifully bowled Yorker. But we're seeing Siddharthan's innings here, which is playing an absolute blinder. I think he's seen obviously wickets falling around him, and he's realised that he has to be the batsman that people bat around. He has to be that set batsman, build that innings there, and hopefully take the Titans home to a score that they can defend. But yeah, it's vital that he stays there for as long as possible to be able for maybe Washington and others to bat around him, and then he can kick on later on.
Third comes in, deep backward point goes out. Easy for me to say. Cummins comes in, that's another really, really good Yorker. And Washington plays it nicely into the leg side, and that's the single. So Pat Cummins, 4 overs, goes 1 for 20, really nicely bowled. Partnership now worth 50 from 35 balls, 15 gone GT, 114 for 3. Rashid Khan has a poor record against his former side, Sunrisers, managing just 2 wickets in 6 innings, an economy rate of over 9 runs and over. An IPL great though, of course. He goes above Lasith Malinga at number 10 on the table of top wicket takers in the tournament. Coming into IPL 2026 after 2 mediocre seasons, 10 wickets and an economy rate of 8.5 in 2024, 9 wickets and 9.5 in 2025. He put that bad 2025 season down to rushing back after back surgery, but this season started to look very, very threatening. 15 wickets from 11 innings, an economy rate of 8 runs and over. And sometimes in T20 cricket, we talk so much about stats and facts and matchups. A team is good when the good players are just in form, and GT have got their gun players all in form, haven't they? And that obviously coincides with their good run of form recently.
It goes to show that saying is correct, isn't it? Form is temporary, but class is permanent. So Rashid Khan performing shock. That is not a shock to me.
It wasn't like you on the traitors, was it, hey pal? You did. Malinga, a full ball on leg stump, driven to long on. There will be a single. I thought you had it, mate. You know that, by the way.
I feel as if I'm going to get this every time I see you, Sam. But yeah, I thought I did as well.
What do you make of the celebrity traitors lineup? Who are you most looking forward to seeing in there?
The lineup's class. I'm looking forward to see Robin and Ramesh and how they sort of duel, because I love to see what they do anyway in their shows and stuff. I really think it's good fun.
One of them will definitely be a traitor.
I was thinking that, but then is that not a bit too obvious? I'd like him to not both.
Malinga into Siddharthan, short ball pulled. It's going to fall short of deep mid wicket. In fact, it's going to go past deep mid wicket and all the way for a 4. He timed that to absolute perfection, and the placement was good. Long on, deep mid wicket, in between both of them. Good placement from Sai Siddharthan.
Great placement. He just waited for it just enough where he's able to play it in front of mid-wicket there, as opposed to going straight to deep square leg. So yeah, he's timed it really well there, just turned the shot over. And yeah, he's really sort of swatted that to get it in front of square and through the gap. Brilliantly pulled.
119 for 3 into the 16th. Another really, really good Yorker there from Ishan Malinga. We saw Pat Cummins bowl a couple of really good Yorkers in the last over, which went for singles, and again nails that Yorker, dug out, single. But it's good to see bowlers nailing those Yorkers, because I think you don't see bowlers go for that Yorker enough.
Well, the Yorker is the best ball in T20 cricket. It could be even argued in long format. I think the only thing in bowlers' minds is that margin of error, because if they miss it, it's going to go. Even if the over pitch or the under pitch is going to go.
Malinga into Washington Sundar, pace off, outside off stump, punched over the fielder at cover, but Abhishek Sharma at long off will run round to his right hand side and do the fielding, and they come back for a second 122 for 3 into the 16th.
Yeah, but just to pick up on that as well, if you overpitch a Yorker, it's a full toss, it's going to go for a boundary, it's going to go for runs. If you underpitch, it's even worse, it's in the slot, and in the slot, especially with the quality of players we have now, it's sort of bound to go. So yeah, I feel as if that is in the back of my mind, but we're seeing some lovely executed Yorkers from both Malinga and Cummins here.
In comes Malinga to Washington, full toss, and that ended up coming off the pad of Washington Sundar. There was a appeal for LBW, but I think he was way outside leg stump, I thought. I think Pat Cummins is saying that as well. But that's 2 full tosses now that has gone down to Washington Sundar, and he's missed out on both of them.
And maybe that might be the pressure of sort of the execution of the Yorkers earlier. So he's missed out on these 2, but especially with Washington missing out on that, that'll give Malinga a bit more, and that'll play into Washington's mind a bit more, knowing he should have put these balls away. I think it's probably an odd option to try and sweep that there. I'd have thought he'd maybe try and flick that. But yeah, that never helped his case, but that might play in his mind. He's missed out on 2.
Yeah, full toss on the pads, misses out Malinga into to Washington Sundar. Tried to execute that Yorker, didn't he? Slightly overpitched, full toss, but just worked away to deep mid wicket, and that's the single. Maybe that's the ball to bowl to Washington. Just keep bowling in full tosses. He's not putting them away, is he? 2 dot balls, about 2 full tosses to Washington, 2 dot balls.
You never know, that might be the way to go, but Washington's played that better there. Instead of trying to sweep in the one previous, which was an odd shot, especially to a full toss, he's just sort of worked that and flicked it away. A lot easier to get away than trying to sweep a full toss when you've got minimal bat to use. Better off using that full face of the bat and really turn away.
Live IPL commentary on talkSPORT 2 on the talkSPORT Cricket YouTube channel. Sunrisers Hyderabad second, Gujarat Titans third. Just 5 points are separating first and 8th in this year's IPL. 8 teams going for 4 places. Sunrisers winning the toss, bowling first. Gujarat Titans 123 for 3 of that current run rate, 7.5 runs and over. But live forecast has them at 167. Sundar's got 24 from 21. Darson 61 from 43. The current partnership 59 runs from 39 balls. Ishan Malinga coming into bowl. Saqib Hussain coming into bowl. His third over. His first 2 have gone for 17 runs, yet to pick up a wicket. In terms of what's to come, Jason Holder can hit a long ball. Rahul Tewatia can hit a long ball. We haven't seen too much of Rashid Khan with the bat in this year's tournament, but we know he can hit a long ball as well. Washington on strike. In comes Hussain, full and wide outside of the off stump, driven to long off. They take the single.
Yeah, but as you said, we haven't seen much of Rashid Khan, but we know what these players can do, especially in this time. And this is a chance where they can step up and really put that score on the board there. As you said, big players turn up when needed, don't they? So it'll be good to see if they can here.
Yeah, 4 overs left, 2 set bats, 7 wickets in hand. Those good batters to come. I wonder now is the time that they've got to start trying to get inventive and try and get close to that 160, 170. Oh, goodness me. That's going to be that's a wicket. Darson goes. He gets himself into a really, really awkward position. Third was in the circle. Washington Sundar looked to work the ball over third, gets himself in a tangle, and he plays it straight to the fielder at third man. And Darson goes for 61 runs. I mentioned there, trying to be inventive, trying to help that ball over third. And all he can do is play it straight to third man. And yeah, there was some confusion as to whether he went into the turf to third man, but no, comes off the bat and he's out.
Yeah, as you said there, that is a perfect example of commentators' curse. He's gone inventive there, and he's made it into a full toss itself, caught right at the bottom of the bat, trying to ramp it, and he just hit it straight to a short third there. So, yeah, as we said there, Darson was the one where you'd want to keep him there for as long as possible and bat around him. Now it'll be interesting to see, with a new batsman at the crease, how Washington, who is a set batsman here, 25 off 22, so he's gone steady himself. He hasn't really kicked on. So yeah, Jason Holder will probably have to take a foot on, but he's an experienced player. He's been here before. He knows how to handle these occasions, so it'll be good to see if he executes this and gets Titans to kick on right now.
There's a Yorker on leg, and Starson tries to reverse lap it. Does not get into a good position, and he does not get the contact on it. It goes straight to short third. Pravul Hinga took the catch. And a wicket for Saqib Hussain. So Darson, he goes for 61 from 44, 5 fours and 2 sixes. At the top of the orange cap leaderboard race. And Jason Holder, the big, powerful West Indian all-rounder, is going to come to the crease. He has been unbelievable with ball in hand. He's taking wickets outside of the power play. He's good at the death, and we know he can hit a long ball. 16.2 overs. Gujarat Titans 124 for 4. And Jason Holder, well, he hasn't got much time to get himself in, does he?
Can't be getting his eye in here, can he, Sam? Straight to business.
First ball 6. In we come. Oh, it's a slower full toss. And Jason Holder just works that out into the leg side, and they come back for a second. Full toss, pace off, Holder picks it, plays into the leg side, and yeah, 2 runs there.
I think that'll be the key as well, especially to the Nudes batsmen here. Just take the pace off the ball. Don't let them get away with anything. As I know, it's a lot harder to sort of muscle that ball there, especially when you're bowling it in good areas, when you've got that field set. So I think Hussain will go pace off here, especially to Holder, and not let him use his long levers and use the pace of the ball.
Midway through the 17th, Holder on strike with a deep third, dig point. Long on, deep mid wicket, deep square leg. There's a full ball outside of the off stump, and that's driven out to that fielder at deep point. Another single. Holder moves on to 3. 2 balls left of the 17th. GT 127 for 4.
But as we look at the previous dismissal here as well, to be honest, it was quite unfortunate. He's picked him right out, hasn't he? He's picked him right out because he got himself in a bit of a pickle there. Stepped right across, stepped quite early. So he's done well to sort of guide it, but he's guided it straight to the fielder at short third. But yeah, Hussain has bowled quality. He's bowled really well. He's executed the New Yorkers when he's had to, and he's varied it up really nicely, keeping the batsman thinking.
Washington Sundar back on strike then. In comes Steve Harmison. That's another really, really good Yorker. Dug out to mid-wicket. There will be no run. That's about 4 or 5 Yorkers they've executed really, really well. And I've been seriously impressed with his bowling performance so far from the Sunrisers Hyderabad.
As you say, the Yorkers the best ball in T20 bowling. The Sunrisers have nailed more of the Yorkers than not, I feel, this innings. And has that been a result in Titans only being 127 for after 16.5? It might well be the case, but yeah, they've bowled brilliantly here.
Last ball of the 17th, Steve Harmison comes into Washington Sundar. He went for that Yorker, just got the line slightly wrong, goes down the leg side through to the keeper. That will be called a wide. 5 extras so far in this innings. Have you got like a team that you like more than others that you support, or you pretty laid back with it all?
To be honest, I'm quite an armchair fan. I just like to see good cricket. You have your certain players that you really like. I love my Nicholas Purans. Obviously, everyone loves Kohli. I quite like Pandya. I know he gets a lot of stick, but I quite like him, to be fair. But the Indians have been struggling on the Mumbai Indians.
An almost identical delivery to the previous one. Full ball down the leg side, called a wide. You a big Hardik Pandya fan?
I quite like him. I know it can rub some people up the wrong way, but I quite like that about him. He's got that ego, he's got that arrogance, and I think it really tells in the way he plays his cricket, especially at the national level as well. He can sort of be that clutch man, and I think he likes that pressure. But saying that, Mumbai Indians obviously have not been performing, and I thought he'd probably do a bit better with the captaincy.
To be fair to him as well, he's been a pretty good gun clutch player, hasn't he, for India for the last many years in white ball cricket, winning them lots of tournaments. So I guess if you talk the talk, you've got to be able to walk the walk, and he's done all right so far, hasn't he, for himself. I think they might get 4 runs there. Yeah, it's a nice shot again, trying to execute that Yorker. This time a little bit short in the slot. Washington Sundar flicks that away into the leg side to a deep wicket, and he gets 4 runs. 17 gone. The Gujarat Titans 133 for 4. Holder 3 runs to his name. Washington Sundar just starting to up the ante. 39-29 even from 24. That run rate a touch below 8 runs and over. Abhishek Janjanwala comes back into the attack. It's not quite the attack, is it? Back into the talkSPORT commentary team. Hey. 3 overs to go. Praful comes back into the attack. He's got 2 overs to bowl. My guess would be he'll bowl 2 and Malinga the other. Today's coverage in partnership with Inspired Learning Group, helping families explore UK boarding ages 11 to 18. ILG Schools, Glen Strong Academy, sport pastoral care, so students always feel supported and inspired like us here on commentary duty. Schools include Claysmore School in Dorset and St Francis. College in Hertfordshire. Inquiries open for September 2026. Hit the link in our YouTube channel to find out all the important information. In comes Praful into Jason Holder. Oh, it was a shorter ball, just missing the top of off stump. Tries to pull. No bat through to the keeper. Abby, how do you see these final 18 balls going?
He just couldn't get hold of it. He should have.
He's been thinking about that one for the last couple of overs, haven't you?
It just came. But yeah, I mean, again, I feel they are 15-20 runs short from where they should have been at this point. They should be around that 150 mark by now.
Hinga into Holder, slower ball, full toss, played to long on single. Can I ask you one quick technical question? Because when you were off comms, you saw Saisi Darson play a glorious drive where the feet didn't move, and he kind of almost got his head forward and played a great drive through the covers. Me and Faraz both referenced masterclass Kevin Peterson, who said the only thing he tried to do was get his head in the right position. Get head to the ball, try and almost kiss the ball, and then your hands do the rest. Is that something you can, as a batter, resonate with?
Yeah, absolutely, because that just helps you with everything. Your transfer of weight is key when you're playing a drive. And as long as your head can go towards the ball, the rest automatically follows. And that's exactly what happens. A lot of times you'll see a lot of players when they are practicing in the net, they don't move any feet. All they are looking to get their head in line and just play with the hands. Yeah, and that worked really well for Sudarshan on that occasion.
Praful going around the wicket to Washington Sundar. Short bit of width, punched on the back foot. Goes all the way to the boundary on the offside. And Washington Sundar is starting to time the ball beautifully.
Yeah, whips it through the offside, doesn't he? He's got such good hands, such quick hands, especially on that occasion. Yeah, it went like a flash. Just opening the face, finding the gap, knowing exactly where the fielders are is key when you're batting. That awareness we often talk about is so important.
Praful with a shorter ball to Washington Sundar, who tries to just guide that over the keeper. No bat on it. It goes through to the keeper. No wide called. A nice bumper there from Praful.
He's bowled really well. He's been impressive. Yeah, after the first game, you know, even then he was a bit expensive. In the next couple of games, he went for plenty of runs. Again, he's so new in this tournament. He'll learn his craft. The more he plays, the more he'll understand to bowl to different individuals, different batters. But today he has been exceptional. He's been the peak of the bowlers for Sunrisers.
In he comes to Washington again around the wicket. Slower ball, Yorker, and again it's just dug out to the fielder at mid-off, and there's a single. I think we've seen 6 to 8 Yorkers, whether it's pace on or pace off, be executed brilliantly in the last couple of overs.
It's his time and again. I mean, you know, a lot of people have different views towards a Yorker, that you really have to execute and this and that. But I always think if you can nail a Yorker, there is no better delivery in any form of the game, especially in white ball cricket. The batters have come up with scoop and this and that. But if you can nail a Yorker, every shot becomes very difficult. And we have seen some great execution in today's game.
Just for the highlights of Praful 4 for 34 in that first game. Parag was his 4th wicket. His 3rd wicket was Luande Pretorius, who I don't think played a game. I think that was his only game of the IPL that he's played. Last ball of the 18th. Hinga to Holder. It's a low full toss, and Holder manages to get some bat on it, and he goes out to long on, and they get a single 7 from that over. Really good stuff from Praful. 18 gone GT, 140 for 4. They're going to be a little bit short here unless they go really big.
Yeah, you just feel that they will be 15-20 runs short. Even with 160, as I mentioned earlier, 180 will be at par on this pitch against Sunrisers Hyderabad. They're not getting to 180. They're not getting 40 at the next 2 overs. But the only advantage they've got here, Gujarat Titans, they've got an extraordinary bowling attack. In Shiraz, Rabada, Rashid is in form. He's in full flow. You know, Jason Holder has been among wickets. He's bowling brilliantly. So that's the only advantage they have, that they have one of the best bowling attack in the competition. So it's not going to be easy for Sunrisers Hyderabad, whatever total they get.
I mean, the first 3-4 overs will just be so important, won't they? If Harry Abhishek get them off to a quickish start chasing 160, it's game over.
Yeah, they cannot win. Gujarat cannot win the game in the first 6 overs when they come out to bowl, but they can very well lose the game in the first 6 overs.
Malinga will bowl the 19th. Jason Holder is on strike, got a deep point, long off, long on, deep mid-wicket, deep square leg. What's Malinga going to try and bowl here, Abhi, do you think?
I think there'll be a lot of Yorkers in slow delivery. Not sure he's going to go bouncer against Jason Holder. He's pretty tall, isn't he? And he plays the short ball pretty well.
Malinga to Holder. He does go for that Yorker. It's sort of a low full toss to smack back down the ground to the bowler, who tries to throw out a right hand to try and catch it. Comes back at him so quick, it goes in, it goes out. Are we calling that a quarter of a chance, if even that? It was smack back to him, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it'll be a bit harsh to call that a chance for the bowler. You just finished your action and suddenly the ball comes at that speed. All you can do is
It's a good stop of anything, isn't it?
Yeah, I think he's stopped 4. That's a brilliant stop of his own bowling. You cannot call it a catch, ever. Yeah, I think he's done really well to get his hand on it. And look at the reaction from the umpire. He had everything in front of his face, his hand, everything.
Malinga into Washington, shorter, slower, pulled, and the fielders down the leg side can't stop it. Placement's perfect, deep square leg, deep mid-wicket. He goes in between them both. Placement's good, 4 runs for Washington.
There was a slow ball into the surface, was dug into the surface. Washington Sundar has been right on the money. He's picking the slow delivery well. He's finding gaps very nicely, even though they didn't time it as well as they would have liked. But there is a massive gap between deep mid-wicket and square leg, 53 meter between them. So you get half a bat, you're going to pick up a boundary. Yeah, I think that gap is going to shorten now. They're going to bring the fielders together.
Got a healthy strike rate, Washington Sundar, 165 in these death overs. 1-4-5 for 4 into the 19th. There's another really, really good Yorker once again from Malinga to Washington Sundar, who plays that to mid-wicket, and it's just going to be a single. Another really good executed Yorker from the bowler.
Yeah, Jason Holder wanted to go to the non-striker end for the second, but he just need to realize not everyone's got long legs like him.
We're not all as tall as you, pal.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, he
Stop
can
showing off, mate.
he can cover the 22 yards with like 6 or 7 steps, where others can't.
Yeah. Poor Washley thinking, give me a chance here, pal. Who will Gujarat go for their overseas bowler? Because they got Prasid or Sai Kishore as Malinga comes into Holder. I think that's going to be called a wide. Yeah, a little bit too short there over the batsman's head, and it's got to be pretty short to get above Jason Holder's head. It does through to the keeper. Wide ball called. Yeah,
it looks like it's going to be Prashit Krishna. Because Glenn Phillips is not going to play as a bowler. Sai Kishore is a batter. Anuj Rawat is a batter keeper. Sai Kishore, yeah. Sai Kishore is a bowler. Kumar Kusagra, they can go for him as well. We'll have to wait and see, but I think they'll go with Prasid.
Malinga to hold another really good executed Yorker, which is driven down to long off. It's just a single.
Again, look at that execution. Apart from that one delivery where he got hit for 4, which was a shorter delivery into the surface. Not a bad delivery, but Washington Sundar played it really well. He's nailed his Yorker every single time since then.
When we did a preview show, you were, not just me and Jared, before the tournament started, we're sort of like laughing a bit tongue-in-cheek at how Sunrisers can compile such a good top order, but on paper looked like a bowling attack that was again really, really weak. There was no Pat Cummins at the start as Malinga comes into Washington Sundar. That's a lovely, lovely sweep. He gets down on one leg and just guides that over the fielder at short fine leg, turns it into a full toss, gets enough on it, goes over short fine leg, and it's 4 runs.
Yeah, that is execution. That's a semi-scoop and semi-sweep.
I said sweep, more of a scoop.
Yeah, I don't know how to combine the both. But yeah, it was a swoop. Swoop, yeah, it was a swoop. It was a swoop. Sweep and a scoop. But very nicely executed. And that's one shot you can play against a Yorker. But again, he did not execute it as well as he should have. That ball came in as a low full toss, and hence he could get under the ball.
Malinga in once again to Washington Sundar. How on earth has that gone for 6 runs? It's a full toss on leg stump. He was almost falling over, and yet somehow manages to get enough bat on that for it to go into the leg side and to get 6 runs. That's a remarkable shot.
That is absolutely outrageous cricket shot. I mean, you would not see many better execution to a Yorker than that. That was again a low full toss. To be able to hit that over square leg, that is just insane from Washington Sundar. And very quickly, he's on 49 of just 31. They are 158. They got 18. If they can repeat this, they could get to 165, 175 here.
Well, they were 140 after 18, and we said they're not going to get 20 and 20 and get to 180. They got 18, and they're at 158. So possibly, again, if they can replicate that over, yeah, they won't be miles off 180. They don't get past 160. The bowling coach said to us, I didn't say to me and you specifically, he said to TV, that 170 is what they're aiming for. Oh, and yeah, I mean, the more you look at that shot, he gets himself into the most awkward position. And somehow, in these bats they're using in this IPL are freakishly good, aren't they?
I mean, also they are freakishly good cricketers as well. I mean, you give that bat to a lot of players, I don't think they'll be able to use it as well as Washington Sundar is doing at the moment. But that shot was really, really special. One of the hardest shots you will see in cricket.
Holder on strike, 7 from 7, Washington 49 from 31, GT 158 for 4. Hussein's going to bowl the final, 1 for 27 from his 3 overs. And at the moment, we've got a long off, a long on, a deep mid-wicket, a deep square leg. We've got 3 fielders inside the circle on the offsides at a point, backward point and short third. And I'm assuming we're going to see one more. Oh, okay, I think they might be behind on the overs. That's what the umpire was signalling for. It's only 4 allowed out. This must be short. Oh, goodness me, no, he goes Yorker, and yeah, it gets played over the fielder at cover, not timed to perfection, and they're going to get 2 runs there. So only 4 fielders then allowed outside on the boundary. We've got those 3 men that are all sort of behind the wicket inside the circle. So I don't know if Washington's got the kind of, reverse sweep in him, but maybe you move away from your stumps and try and beat the fielders like
that's what he'll try and do, just try and open their offside. But I'm a bit surprised that they went with Shakib Hussain rather than Hinge, who's just gone for 17 of his 3 overs and picked up 2 wickets. So they've shown more faith in Hussain, who's been expensive, who's gone for 27 of his 3 overs.
5 balls left. GT 160 for 4. Slower ball, wider ball outside of the off stump. It is called a wide. And I think that was the right call. I wonder if Sunrisers will review it. I don't think they're interested in reviewing that. That clearly was outside the blue line. Wide ball. The score moves on to 161 for 4. And Pat Cummins is going to review it. This is the problem when you've got 2 reviews. You just almost do it because you can and for the sake of it, right?
Yeah, probably. But it did look very wide, even if he did made a slight move towards the off stump. I still feel that was pretty wide from Hussain. But as I mentioned earlier, I was a bit surprised that the over didn't go to Praful Hinge, who's been the peak of the bowlers for them in today's game. But probably Hussain executes his Yorker a lot better in the death than Praful Hinge.
I love the way, just like watching the way Pat Cummins communicates with his bowlers. It just feels like everything's in order. You can tell he goes out there with a clear plan, a clear execution. He never seems to get, sort of, they could be losing by 250 runs or winning by 250 runs. You wouldn't know by the look of his body language, his face. And I just feel like he's probably a captain that I love to play under.
And that's the sort of captain you want to play under. You don't want to play under somebody like Hardik Pandya, who shows so much emotion with every single delivery. If there's a wicket, he'll be jubilant, he'll be running around and jumping. And if there is,
we have the batter here at the release point.
I was just having a look at the moment.
To the popping crease.
I still feel it's going to be a wide, and it's a big wide.
It's miles wide. I don't know how. I'm sorry to go on and rant, but these things need to take less time. No, do you know in the IPL, we know of how big it is, how important it is. These things, the technology needs to work quicker for these wides.
I just have a feeling the third umpire don't need to wait for the captains to review it. You keep your decision ready by straight away when the ball is bowled. You have the technology on your screen straight up. See what the ball has done without even waiting for a review and just tell them, yeah, it's a wide.
Completely agree. Confirmation that was a wide. Hussain back in once again. Again, another low full toss on off stump. Played out the fielder at cover. They come through for a single. And
I just genuinely don't see a reason why you have to show that show the whole process to the crowd or to everyone else. As long as the third umpire has seen that process, as soon as the ball is bowled, there's a line which has been drawn, bang, 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 done.
Yeah. I don't really care.
We don't care.
And maybe like the last ball,
yeah,
like to decide winning the game by 1 run.
They can choose. They can choose. They can decide when to show it, when not to. But I just don't see a point of them wasting so much time, especially when it's a review for wide. Everything else goes quite quickly, but the wide review takes a lot of time.
It just takes a bit of the momentum, excitement out of the game. Final over, and you're just standing around and almost just watching a TV screen waiting for the replay to come out. 4 balls left then of the innings. GT 162 for 4. Washington Sundar 1 away from 50 on strike. In comes Hussain. It's short, and that's going to help to short fine leg. Abhishek Sharma running round and doing the fielding, and if he tried to almost pull that ball over short fine, but got himself into a bit of a tangle.
Very well executed, slower delivery, and Washington Sundar brings up yet another 50 for himself. That was a top-class innings of just 32 deliveries under pressure. They needed somebody to be there and play a good hand, and he's done it for his side. Will that be enough? The time will tell.
3 balls left of the innings. GT 163 for 4. Shakib Hussain comes in, that's in the slot. Jason Holder just smashes that to long on. There will just be a single. Didn't execute that Yorker how he wanted in the slot, but Hussain gets away with it.
It's still a very good delivery. At times it can get very difficult to get under it, find that elevation. It's quite full. It's still a better delivery. This innings from Washington Sundar. Yeah, he's in such good form, batted really well in the previous match too. 50 of 32. And now with a couple of deliveries left, can he get a couple of boundary to get his team to 175, which I feel is a pretty decent total on this pitch.
In comes the keeper saying to Washington, Sundar, it's a slower ball, it was through the shot way too early. Thick edge, it goes high in the air, and Ishan Kishan does really, really well. He had to cover a lot of ground. I thought he looked like he was going a little bit too slowly towards that ball. In the end, goes for the diving catch, and Washington Sundar's innings comes to an end for exactly 50 runs, 50 from 33 balls. But again, pace off Washington Sundar through the shot, a touch too early.
Yeah, into the surface, the ball loses momentum, its pace. There was a bit of hold on the pitch, but Ishan Kishan nearly made a mess of that one. I think he misjudged it initially. He thought he's going to get there quite comfortably. At the end, the ball kept getting away from him. Finally, with the dive, managed to hold on to it. 50 of 33, a magnificent knock from Washington Sundar. 164 for 5, Gujarat Titans. Just feel that 15-run shot here at the moment.
Must be fun just coming in for one ball. Like literally
Not
just...
really.
No?
You'd rather
Why
not. I mean, yeah, you can come in and see if it comes. Yeah.
If you get bowled, it's like, well...
Yeah, it's one ball.
Yeah.
But what it does spoil your average though. If you get a duck.
Okay, if you get a duck. Oh, you weren't one of those
First
that played
ball.
for your average, were you?
No, I never played for my average, but I'm saying, yeah, one ball is never fun because you expect it to hit a 6. Every time you walk in as a batter.
If you get out, everyone's looking
you get out
like,
looking
what
at
are you doing there for, pal?
Yeah.
It is Rahul Tewatia. Had a quiet IPL, hasn't he, Tewatia? Hasn't really spent much time in the middle, and when he has had his chances, hasn't really taken them. 164 for 5. Can he finish with a 6 and get them up to that 170? In comes the keeper saying it is a slower ball. It's pulled, and he gets 4 runs. Nicely played. Deep fine leg, deep square leg, big gap between them both. He goes in the middle, and Rahul Tewatia's strike rate is a 400. Pace off, pulled in the leg side, 20 overs gone. Gujarat Titans, 168 for 5, Abby.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see if that's going to be enough, but that's a good way to finish. I mean, he'll be quite happy getting 4 of the final delivery, 168. I think at the moment,
they're a little short on.
If you ask me, I think Sunrisers is a much happier side. After winning a toss, at the toss, if you offered them 169 to go out there and chase, they would have taken it without even blinking. They would have taken 179. So I think they'll be a happier side, but a lot of credit to their bowler. They bowled really well. They bowled with a proper plan. They executed their plan brilliantly. But the only thing for Gujarat Titans, they've got some runs on the board for their bowlers, having one of the best bowling unit. If they can get a couple of wickets early, there is a possibility.
What did you like most about what Sunrisers did with the ball?
I think the lengths. They bowled a perfect length. They hardly tried too many things, and also the line. They didn't allow the batters to free their arms. They were very straight, stump to stump. I always feel in T20 cricket, if you bowl on the stump, you're just asking the batters to take risk. The moment you leave the stump, it becomes a bit easier for the batters.
Prasad Krishna with ball in hand. It looks like he is going to be the impact sub. And when we get going, Abby, in about 10 minutes' time, Rabada and Siraj, the best opening partnership in the competition.
And Travis.
Bowling to Abhishek and Travis, the best opening batters in the competition.
It'll be fun.
So what we're going to do is we'll take a quick break. I'm going to make myself a cup of tea. And then when we come back in about 10 or so minutes' time, it's second v third. Winners go top of the table. It's going to be a fun run chase. Sunrisers for victory. 169 runs needed for victory.
Live commentary of the IPL.
It's got hold of that, and that's 10 rows back. Sixer. Boom.
On talkSPORT 2.
The weekend doesn't start until you hear this.
TFI Friday is back, this time unplugged.
TFI Unplugged, the very best of the Virgin Radio Chris Evans Breakfast Show.
TFI Unplugged is back, and special guests include
Bob Odenkirk, Danny Dyer, Amelia Clark.
What he said, don't miss it.
TFI Unplugged.
From Virgin Radio.
Friday night, 11 o'clock, Channel 4.
Plus, don't miss the Chris Evans Breakfast Show, live, legendary,
And loving it.
weekday mornings from 6:30.
Over on Virgin Radio UK.
We're back, baby. Oh, we're so back.
On DAB+, online, via the talkSPORT app, and on your smart speaker.
And it is out of the ground.
The Indian Premier League, live on talkSPORT 2.
You're listening to talkSPORT 2. We're also streaming live on the talkSPORT Cricket YouTube channel. Gujarat Titans against the Sunrisers Hyderabad in the Indian Premier League. Big game, second v third. Both teams on 14 points. Sunrisers Hyderabad, they won the toss, decided to have a bowl first. They got to a really, really good start with ball in hand. Gillan Butler going cheaply in the power play. They had them 64 for 3 at the halfway stage. Besides, Darson played nice innings, batted for the majority of the innings. He made 61 runs from just 44 balls. There was a good finish at the end from Washington Sundar. He got to 50 from 33 balls, 7 fours and a 6. There was plenty in it for the bowlers. Bit of green on the wicket. There was some swing, some movement off the seam. And I think Sunrisers Hyderabad will be happy that Gujarat Titans, despite a strong finish, a strong final couple of overs, 168 for 5 from their 20 overs. About to get underway again in about a minute or so in this Indian Premier League game. Nicely poised at the top. RCB, Sunrisers, GT, all got 14 points. Punjab in 4th on 13. Chennai Rajasthan on 12. Delhi 10. KKR 9, but with a game in hand, so can move to 11. And of course, Gujarat Titans, the ball in hand, have been so good, so impressive. The opening pair in particular, of Rabada and Siraj, have been really good, really lethal in the power play. Jason Hole has been into the team, taking wickets, being economical. Rashid Khan looks like he's getting back to his best. When they come out to bowl, they're going to have to bowl at possibly the most destructive opening pair, maybe in the history of the IPL, in Abhishek Sharma and Travis Head. Abhishek Sharma has whacked 27 sixes in 138 balls in the power play this season. Only Suryavanshi, obviously him, has hit more sixes than him during this phase. It's Sam Ellard for Asnor and the former IPL batter Abhishek Janjanwala with you on commentary. Abhishek, how do you see this chase going?
I mean, given the bowling attack they've got, it's not going to be an easy chase. And even though they've got the two most destructive batters in T20 cricket, I just feel the wickets got enough to help Shiraz and Rabada to cause enough trouble to both Abhishek and Travis Head. Yeah, it'll be a fun game. I think they've got a very strong batting order in Ishan Kishan and Rick Larson, and they've got in the top 5. I think they've got 3 batters in the top 5 with the highest runs in the IPL this season.
Yeah, Henrik Larsson, he's now second. He was top before Siddharthan's innings. But yeah, Larson's got 494 runs. And then Abhishek Sharma also makes up the top 5 on 475 runs. Ishan Kishan, yeah, isn't too far down. He's just moved out of the top 5 on 409. Ishan Kishan has been dismissed 8 times by pace in 10 innings in this year's IPL, but has maintained a really good strike rate of almost 188 against the quicks. The strike rate jumps to 192 against the spin. It's been refreshing, hasn't it, to see, you know, Rabada and Siraj, two seam bowlers, you know, not just taking wickets, but they're getting something out of the pitch, aren't they? They're getting some swing, getting some movement, and they're just hitting the top of off stump, and they've been successful.
Yeah, I think you know exactly what they're going to try and do. They will try and hit that back of the length, that test match length, and try and exploit whatever there is from the surface. They get a bit of swing in the air, they get enough movement off the pitch. It's going to be quite challenging, but you know what, Abhishek and Travis Head might come and get 100 of the first 6. They have the capability to do that against the best in the business. So whatever it is, we are in for a treat. We'll see some real contest between bat and ball.
How impressed have you been with Jason Holder and what Jason Holder's brought to his Gujarat Titans bowling attack?
I think what he has brought is stability. They were missing that a little bit in the middle overs with a all-rounder. I think he's come in, he's got them runs with the bat, he's got them wickets when needed, and fielding, he's absolute gun. He's got one of the best hands in world cricket when it comes to catching, and he makes full use of his height as well. So yeah, I think he's such a terrific all-rounder, isn't he?
We're only minutes away then from this run chase. 169 runs needed, so the run rate to get there is 8.5 runs and over. And today's coverage is in partnership with Inspired Learning Group, helping families explore UK boarding ages 11 to 18, ILG schools blend strong academy, sport and pastoral care so students feel supported and inspired. Schools include Claysmore School in Dorset and St Francis College in Hertfordshire. Inquiries are open for September 2026. Click the link below to find out more. Great cup of tea, by the way, Abby. You've absolutely hit the nail on the head. And what I liked about how you made it for me, you made it with care and attention. And I think you can tell a lot about a person, Faraz, you'll back me up on this, but how someone makes you a cup of tea. Like, you wanted to make sure it was a nice cup of tea.
Oh yeah, always.
As opposed to just, you know, put a tea bag in there, there you go, mate. You know what I mean?
If somebody gets me a cup of tea, I expect it to be a good cup of tea, because, you know, it ruins your mood. Sometimes. It can. And we had to commentate together, so I had to make sure
you're a
in your happy
good team
mood.
player, mate. I'm in a really happy mood now,
yeah.
I promise you, if I can find a tea bag on the floor, I promise you next week I'll reciprocate.
That's the key. That's the key.
I might struggle because there's no tea bags on this floor. You brought in your own tea bags, which is a dedication and commitment and organisation. So out comes Abhishek Sharma and Travis Head. Abhishek Sharma has been at his fluent best. Travis Head has had moments and starts in this tournament. Maybe hasn't been at his destructive, most consistent best. As Rashid Khan facing his former side, he hasn't got the best of records against his former side, Sunrisers. 2 wickets in 6 innings, an economy rate of 9.5. An IPL great, we know, now 1 spot above the Lasith Malinga at number 10 on the table of top wicket takers in this tournament. Came into this year's IPL after a couple of underwhelming seasons. 10 wickets at an economy rate of 8.5 in 2024, 9 wickets at 9.5 in 2025. You put that down to 2025 anyway, rushing back off the back surgery in this season. He's looking back to his threatening best. 15 wickets and 11 innings. That economy rate just a touch above 8 runs and over. But it'll be seam and seam for the first 6 overs certainly. Mohammad Siraj with ball in hand. I had a lot of respect for Mohammad Siraj last summer in England when he was the only seam bowler to play all 5 test matches. Bowled beautifully, but it was that fighting heart and
I've not seen a fast bowler perform the way he did in England last year, and it was all heart. I mean, he was tired, he was exhausted, but he kept running and running and running because he wanted to win every single game for India. I mean, I think that earns him so much respect in India. I mean, yeah, Jasprit Bumrah before the tournament made a decision, I'm not going to play for more than 3 matches. He was criticized a lot for that decision because the team needed him in the final test. He still chose not to. And where one guy who just ran ball after ball trying to win games for India. Yeah, I think he won a lot of heart.
I obviously wanted England to win, but my goodness me, he did not deserve to be on the... It'd have been almost unfair if he went home having lost that series. Anyway, here we go then. 169 needed victory. Siraj into Travis' head, and there's a little bit of movement there away from the left-hander, angling that ball away from Head, who looked to push it through the offside, beat him on the outside edge, and Siraj, with a little smile and a few words to Travis' Head, these should have had some great battles together in those Border Gavaskar series.
Yeah, he's like, you're not going to hit those shots on this surface against me. You're on a flat deck, that ball flies through point for a 4, but on this surface where there's plenty of swing and seam, yeah, it's not going to be an easy one. And they've got to slip in place for that particular reason to get anything off the outside edge.
Siraj into Head once again. It's a very, very similar delivery. A little bit of width, beats him on the outside edge, goes through to the keeper, no run. Good start by Mohammad Siraj, bang on the money.
Yeah, and he has been bang on the money the whole season. The length, he has bowled the line, the movement, the seam position, just a little bit of wobble in that seam and deviating off the surface away from the left-hander. Extra bit of bounce. That delivery had everything. And look at the reaction from Travis Head. His expression says the story.
Good start from Siraj to Head. And he comes once again over the wicket. This time beats him on the inside edge. Siraj has his head in his hands. Bit of movement back into the left-hander. Just missed the stumps. Just missed the inside edge. Goes through to Butler.
That cuts him in half. He was again expecting the ball to move away, and that was quality from Shiraz. Just bringing the ball into the left-hander on that occasion. Just a subtle change in the seam position to get the ball swing the other way. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Away again or in again?
No, I think he's going to move the ball away again. Yeah, just keep him guessing. He might nick it.
Deep backward point, deep square leg. Siraj to Head. There's a thick outside edge, high in the air. The fielder takes the catch. Mohammad Siraj is at it again in the power play. He gets Travis Head, trying to flick it into the leg side. Leading edge, high in the air, and that fielder at deep backward point takes the catch. They need early wickets. Travis Head goes for a 4-ball duck. Mohammad Siraj strikes once again in the power play.
Yeah, it's not a surface where you can just come and plant your feet and hit those shots. Again, turn the bat a bit too early. The ball was swinging into him. It was there, but that extra bit of movement and pace did him on that occasion. A very nicely taken catch. And Mohammad Shiraz among the wickets straight away. And look at the reaction from the skipper. Shubman Gill knows the importance of that wicket. Travis Head can turn things around in the first 4 or 5 overs. He's out for naught. And Sunrisers Hyderabad in a bit of a spot.
Didn't field, impact sub, 4-ball duck. Thanks for coming, mate.
It's not a bad day, is it? You're still going to have your check.
You're still going to get your money on you at the end of the day. Yeah. That brings Ishan Kishan to the crease in the top 10 for leading run scorers. 409 runs. He's passed 50 on 4 occasions. The strike rate is incredibly healthy at 186. But Mohammad Siraj at the moment is bowling a beautiful first over, Abby.
I mean, if you are going to get a duck in a game of cricket, you might as well just bat. If you're not fielding, you're happy. You don't feel that, oh, I've wasted 20 overs fielding, running around everywhere, and then came out and got a duck. At least you didn't feel. You're chilling, coming out, getting a duck. It's fine.
It's fine. Unbelievable. Mohammad Siraj then into Ishan Kishan. Ishan Kishan plays that late into the offside. There will be no run. Someone say wicket made into stop.
I mean, it's a commentator's thing, isn't it? You've spelled it out now. Invariably, something will happen. Either he's going to bowl a wide or he's going to get tongued for a boundary. You'll have to wait and see.
Actually, it wasn't the best of balls, was it, no. from Siraj to Head, because it was quite wide outside leg stump.
But because there's so much happening in the first 3 deliveries, he wasn't sure. And Mohammad Siraj, yeah, just doing what he does. Travis Head could not believe that that ball carried all the way to deep point.
Last ball of the first, 0 for 1. Siraj into Ishan Kishan. A ball on the top of off stump. Defended to Jason Holder at cover. Dot, 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 wicket, dot, dot. Wicket made into start. Head goes for a duck. Sunrisers 0 for 1, chasing 169. Mohammad Siraj is having an absolute worldie of a tournament.
See, suddenly now that target becomes a 180 target because they've got a wicket maiden. Yeah. And it could get very interesting. Even Rabada could bowl well and get a wicket here, get Abhishek Sharma back in the hut as well. I think Sunrisers Hyderabad is in trouble. They need one of them, either Abhishek or Travis Head, to get going, to get them off to a flyer. But this is a pitch where Kagiso Rabada is not going to make life easy for the batters. 137 wicket in just 96 matches. It shows that pretty much every match he gets a wicket and a half.
One of the best bowlers to one of the best batters. This is what the IPL is all about. Kagiso Rabada into Abhishek Sharma, slightly over pitched. It is driven over mid-off and it goes all the way for a six. 2-4 in the slot. Abhishek Sharma says, what's all the fuss about? Lofted drive over mid-off for a six.
You're not the best of deliveries. Right in the slot, I think it doesn't matter. He took the pitch away. He took the pitch out of that equation with that delivery. It doesn't matter which pitch you bowl. If you bowl that length in a T20 game to Abhishek Sharma, he is going to hit you for a six. Wonderful, wonderful shot. Held his pose, kept his composure. But he's got to get his length right, otherwise he's going to get hurt here.
Rabada comes back into Abhishek Sharma. Oh my goodness me. Abhishek Sharma moves away from the stumps, looks to go over mid-off. He misses the bat, but it felt like when the ball went past him, it swung quite aggressively away from Josh Buttler, who got something on it and stops the boundary. But did this sort of swing?
It's a slip. He stopped the boundary.
Yeah, it kind of went through Buttler, and then Sai Siddharthan stops it. Yeah, he does really well to dive and stop it, but that's kind of late movement once it went past the batter.
He had a massive swing after passing the batter, and that happens on some occasions.
Rabada into Abhishek Sharma, plays this ball late into the offside to the fielder at point, no run.
Yeah, he's corrected his length very quickly. Kagiso Rabada realizing you cannot bowl anything full. He was searching for that swing initially. But with Abhishek Sharma, he's such a clean hitter. 37 sixes in this season already for him. And still not in the number one spot. In the number one spot is the young 15-year-old Suryavanshi with 46s. 46s.
Rabada into Abhishek. Sharma bowled him! That's absolutely unbelievable! Abhishek Sharma stepped away from his stumps. He comes down the track. Rabada follows him. It hits him on the pads. The ball rolls onto the stumps. And it's the wicket. It might have even been bat, pads. Ball rolls onto the stumps.
Yeah, they needed a bit of luck and they've got it with that particular delivery. Just followed him. He bowled it really smartly.
Oh, yeah.
Inside edge onto the back leg and then just ricochets onto the stumps. Oh, that is disappointing. That's unlucky for Abhishek Sharma. But look at that. Kagiso Rabada. He's a happy man. So is Shubman Gill and the whole of Gujarat Titans and their fans. They understand the importance of having Travis Head and Abhishek Sharma both back within the first 10 deliveries. 6 for 2, Sunrisers Hyderabad, and they are in trouble.
What a remarkable delivery, chopping on in a incredible way, moving across his stump. Rabada does well to follow the batter. Ball goes onto bat, onto pads, and then felt like it took an age for it to just trickle onto the stumps. In at number 4 is not going to be Heinrich Larsson. It's going to be Smaran who comes in at 4. I mean, do you like this sort of holding Larsson back, or do you just think, you know, if you lose 2 in the first couple of overs, back your gun overseas batter who's seeing the ball like a beach ball?
No, I think that's the right decision. You keep Henrik Larsson for Rashid Khan. In the middle period, you need somebody like him who plays spin well, and Rashid Khan haven't had the best of time against Henrik Larsson. So I think it's a good move, and also just try and steady the ship a little bit. Another left-hander. They've got 4 back-to-back left-handers coming in.
Rabada into the new bat edge. It goes to the fielder at deep backward point, pushing at a wide ball, takes a thick outside. I don't think he played to that, did he? I don't think that was his intention. I think that was edgy. He's got lots and lots of runs being scored for him this season in domestic cricket. Another left-hander. And yeah, that wicket there was bizarre.
Yeah, I mean, it was very bizarre. If Abhishek Sharma didn't move and he stood his crease, that ball would have gone for 5 wides. That ball was that wide. But it was smart from Rabada. He followed him, saw him moving away.
Rabada got quite close there, didn't he, to the batter on his way through. Rabada comes in again to Ishan Kishan, flicked away over the leg side for a massive 6. He got that completely wrong. Full on his pads, flicked away, time to perfection. Ishan Kishan has a maximum.
That's such an Ishan Kishan shot. He picks that length so early and he smashes it into the crowd. That ball goes sailing over square leg for 85-meter long 6, but he does it with such ease. Yeah, he's a firehouse, absolute powerhouse, Ishan Kishan. He's not very big, but he's got so much strength. Comes from the same land of Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Yeah, usually people are quite strong. You see Vaibhav Suryavanshi coming from the same land as well. Him, Ishan Kishan, MS Dhoni. You had Saurav Tiwari earlier, who was pretty strong, who could hit the ball a long, long way.
Wish I was born there.
Yeah. It's a very interesting and a very, very cool part of India. Very close to where I was born and raised, Calcutta, not very far from there. We all played together a lot because we came from the same zone, eastern zone of India.
Siraj into Saman run, full, and a little bit of whip, then it's driven through the offside. That is timed to perfection by Samanran. Full outside the off stump, just drives it through the covers.
That is a wonderful shot. It's such a beautiful looking shot. A bit like Sai Sudarshan when we saw him cover drive initially. Yeah, very similar, finding the gap, not trying to hit it too hard, just making sure he finds the gap with perfection. Oh, lovely.
Smaran timing that shot to perfection, slightly over pitched, just outside the off stump, and it's a glorious drive and beats Jason Holder at cover. Siraj, wicket maiden in his first over, getting the wicket off head. Samaran on strike, he's 5 from 2. In comes Siraj. Bit of width on that ball and push the fielder in the offside, no run.
Yeah, I don't think they need to put the panic button on at the moment. Sunrisers Hyderabad, they've got plenty in the middle order as well. They've got a very strong batting order, and quite a few of them are in form. They just need to calm things down a little bit after losing those 2 massive wickets. Abhishek Sharma, he often likes to give himself a bit of room outside the leg stump. On that occasion, Kagiso Rabada was equally to the task, just followed him. Very unfortunate for Abhishek Sharma. He never would have imagined that the ball will go on and hit the stumps.
Siraj comes in once again to Samaran, and Samaran on the back foot opens the face of the bat and guides that down to deep third, gets off strike with a single.
Very nicely played, very well controlled, just getting on top of that bounce and guiding it to third for an easy single. And that's the beauty of T20 cricket. If you cannot hit a boundary, you got to make sure that you're not dotting. And often you see the stats, the team which plays the most number of dots often tend to lose T20 cricket. So if you can reduce that number of dots, often helps. Yeah, he looks a good player, what we have seen so far. And Ishan Kishan, I think he's going to be the key. He's going to stay there at least for the next 6 or 7 overs.
Siraj into Kishan, over the wicket. Good ball on the top of off stump, defended to Jason Holder at cover, and there is no run there. Sunrisers 18 for 2 into the third. The target for victory is 169 runs on talkSPORT 2.
He's done really well in the last 6 to 8 months, 9 months, Ishan Kishan. He was not even in the scene to play for India in the World Cup, came out of nowhere, had a very good domestic tournament, then got an opportunity to come into the side, come into the squad, and what a tournament he had for India in the World Cup.
2 balls left of the third. Mohammad Siraj comes into Ishan Kishan, and Ishan Kishan just goes over the fielder at mid-on. It was a fuller ball on off stump, and Ishan Kishan tries to go over mid-on, and Kagiso Rabada, full stretch, hands above the head, tries to take the catch. I think he tipped it over the bar, didn't he?
I think that was a catch. He should have taken it. That was there. Yeah, just mistimed it. I think he just mistimed it. That ball was traveling. That ball was traveling. Yes, it was hit with some power, but he should have taken it. Yeah.
Why did he try and go over mid-on then, not try and drive that through the covers?
No,
it was on off stump, that ball.
I think he just wanted to go hard over mid-on. He just wanted to go down the ground, but the bat just turning at the very end, couldn't get the elevation he was looking for.
Last ball of the third. A chance with Kishan on 6. Siraj comes back into Ishan Kishan, cuts that ball past short third, and the fielder at deep backward point runs round to his right hand side, and it will just be a single. That's 10 runs from that third over. Sunrisers Hyderabad 23 for 2 from 3. Kishan's got 11, Smaran's got 6. The target for victory is 169. The current run rate 7.5 and over. Required run rate though still very manageable at 8.5 runs and over.
It looks a lot better. 6 for 2. And from there, 23 for 2. Suddenly, the score looks a bit better after 3 overs. And they've just taken a bit of time there. And if we compare both teams, Gujarat Titans was 17 for 1 at the same 3-over mark. Sunrisers Hyderabad just need to bat the next 3 overs. They don't need to worry too much about the runs, because the runs will come.
Rabada into Ishan Kishan again, angling that ball away from the left-hander, and there's an edge and gone. I'll be completely honest, I thought that beat him on the outside edge, going over the wicket, angling the ball away from the left-hander. Ishan Kishan just pushing the ball outside of the off-stump, takes the edge through to the keeper. Ishan Kishan goes for 11, and that dangerous and destructive top 3 are all out. Head for a duck, Abhishek for 6, and Ishan Kishan has to go for 11.
Oh, that's another outstanding delivery. Look at the length, look at the line. Ishan Kishan just got a bit cramped, tried to open the face, gets a faint one to Josh Butler. And now Sunrisers Hyderabad in real trouble. Andre Klaasen probably will make his way out, and if they can pick Klaasen early, this could be a very difficult chase.
Here he comes. He started the day at the top of the orange cap leaderboard. His 12th match, 494 runs, averaging 54 with a strike rate of 157. He's passed 50 on 5 occasions in this year's tournament, but Kagisa Rabada once again targeting the top of off stump. Found the outside edge of the bat of Ishan Kishan. What a start for GT, the ball in hand. Sunrisers 23 for 3. And GT themselves in the power play had a tricky start. They were 26 for 2 early on. Behind Rick Klaasen at the crease. And my goodness, what a couple of years he's had.
Yeah, I kept saying probably one of the best players of spin I've seen in the world, Andre Klaasen.
In comes Rabada to his countryman Henrik Klaasen, again the top of off stump, and Klaasen opens the face of the bat on the back foot and guides that down to deep third and gets off strike with a single.
Again, we talk about the length, that test match length, and both these bowlers keep hitting that length so consistently. Yeah, Ishan Kishan just got a bit late on that delivery. That ball also got a bit big on him. Extra bit of bounce, which surprised him, and at the end getting a faint one to the keeper. But Sunrisers Hyderabad 3 down for 24 after 3.2. They have to make sure they don't lose any more wicket in the power play.
He's got 15 wickets, Rabada, in the power play this year in the IPL. In he comes to Smaran. That's full and wide outside of the off stump, and the left-hander just drives that to the fielder at deep backward point. It will just be a single. That brings Henrik Klaasen back on strike.
Yeah, I think 20 wickets for the season. He was on 18 before this, catching up on Bhuvi, who was on 21. You had him with the purple cap this season. Yesterday.
I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot, mate.
Yeah.
Also did go Shubman Gill, didn't I, to the top of the orange cap.
What a quality bowler.
Wait, maybe I picked the wrong GT opener to get there to the top. Rabada to Klaasen. What a moment this is. Again, a ball trying to target the top of off stump, and Klaasen just drives that back to the bowler, no run.
I think we both picked the wrong guys. I picked Abhishek Sharma for the orange, and I picked Bhuvneshwar Kumar for the purple. We'll have to wait and see.
A lot of games to be played. Lots of cricket still to be played.
Yeah, Sai Sudarshan at the moment, few runs ahead of Abhishek Sharma and Henrik Klaasen.
They'll feel like GT, the game's here for them now in the next 2 overs. With Rabada and Siraj, you imagine will bowl another over each. They can get Klaasen in particular. They are right on top. Rabada into Klaasen. Lovely, lovely shot. It wasn't even a short ball. Again, pretty much from the top of off stump. And this is a shot of a man in form. On the back foot, punches it past the cover fielder and past mid-off, times it to perfection, and gets 4 more runs, 29 for 3.
Yeah, I mean, the happiness you get watching somebody play a good back foot drive compares to nothing else. Especially against the premier fast bowler who's in song, who's bowling brilliantly, to be able to just stand on that back foot and just punch it through covers. Extraordinary.
Last ball of the 4th, Rabada into Klaasen, this time just angling the ball back to the bowler, who defends that into the ground, back to the bowler, and that is the end of the 4th over gone. Sunrisers Hyderabad are 29 for 3, the top 3 all back in the dugout, all going cheaply. Travis Head for a duck, Abhishek Sharma for 6, Ishan Kishan for 11. Gujarat has got 2 wickets. Mohammad Siraj has got 1 wicket, and there's a pretty good chance they're going to bowl out the power play again, these two.
And also, if you look at the batting order now, they've got Salil, who's a very talented cricketer. Reddy is in such good form. Pat Cummins can do a job with the bat, but after that is Shivang, Malinga, Praful Hussain. They would not do a lot with the bat. No, they don't. Fair? They've got a biggest tail. They've got a pretty big tail. If you look at it, after 8, the 9, 10, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I mean, you know, you cannot expect a lot from that 4. So majority of the runs has to be scored by the top 7.
Siraj to carry on, 29 for 3, and that's another really good ball. Angling away from the left-hander, a little bit of movement off the pitch, and Samaran just sort of pushes at that ball, but beats him on the outside edge, goes through to the keeper. It's another dot ball.
See, again, I always feel in T20 cricket, as a captain, as a coach, you need to know how to bring the best out of your player. Which position your player performs the best. As a bowler, when at which situation do they bowl the best? And I think they have absolutely nailed it here, Ashish Nehra. Realizing that Shiraz is not the best in the power play, not in best in the back end of the innings. Let's make him bowl 3 overs in the start of the innings.
Siraj into Samaran, who just defends that into the offside. There will be no run.
And that way he's managed to get the best out of him in this format, because he was not known to be a very good bowler in T20 format. He's often been expensive because the way the captains have used him in previous years in other teams. But yeah, he has really found a way to get the best out of Mohammad Siraj. And Kagiso Rabada as well often will bowl 2 overs in the start of the innings, and more often than not he'll be kept for another 2 at the back end. But again, giving him a longer run here, often bowling 3 overs in the power play, has got the best out of him.
Siraj comes in to Samaran, who looked to drive that ball, found the outside edge, goes to the fielder inside the circle on the offside. Again, no run. 3 dots to start the 5th over.
Yeah, I still think Sunrisers Hyderabad should not be panicking if they're not getting too many runs, because Gujarat Titans didn't score plenty in the first 6 also. They were under 40 in the first 6. I think with 34 they got in the first 6 overs. But if you can spend enough time out there in the middle, there will be opportunities to pick up boundaries. Yeah, but what they need now is not to lose any more wicket.
It's a fascinating contest. Siraj comes into Samaran once again defends that late on the back foot, pushes it into the offside. There will be no run. 4 dots to start the 5th over. Mohammad Siraj has been at his absolute brilliant best in this year's IPL. Just nagging away at that good line and length and around off stump. He's got a wicket made in his first over. 4 dots to start his 3rd over. I wonder if anyone in the history of the IPL bowled 2 maidens in the power play.
Yeah, that'll be some achievement, wasn't it? For any bowler to be able to bowl 2 maiden overs out of 4, especially 2 in the power play. It will be some achievement. Rashid Khan on our screen, he'll be waiting eagerly to get the ball in his hand as well on that pitch.
Sirajan again to Samaran, who's 7 from 9. Little bit of whip, looking to cut, doesn't time it. And again, Washington Sundar does the fielding at backward point, and there will be no run. 5 dots to start the 5th over. Sunrisers 29 for 3. That required run rate now up to above 9 runs and over.
That's still absolutely fine. I think it's very important that Henrik Larsson keeps having a word with the young Smaran. Keep telling him that no need to worry. We can afford to play a maiden over here as long as you don't do anything silly, don't lose a wicket, because wicket is key for Sunrisers Hyderabad. They can play a catch-up with the runs, but if they lose another couple of wickets, it's pretty much game done.
Last ball of the 5th. Can Mohammad Siraj bowl a 2nd maiden from his 3 overs inside the power play? Got a wicket maiden to start. The 5th over has started with 5 dots. In he comes to Samaran, and he's going to get a single. That's unsportsmanlike, isn't it, from Samaran really there. Playing late on the back foot, opening the face of the bat, out to the fielder at deep backward point. That's still, though, an unbelievable over for Gujarat Titans and Mohammad Siraj. 1 run coming from it, 5 gone. Sunrisers Hyderabad are 30 for 5, chasing 169.
What a spell. What a spell. 1 for 11 of his 3 in the power play.
I'd give him 1 more, by the way, and finish off outside of the power play.
They would think about it, but depending how fresh he is and does he want to bowl another over. Because you might think, oh, he's only bowled 3 overs, but the intensity level in T20 cricket is a lot higher than any other format. It takes a lot away from you as a bowler, mentally and physically. But after 5 overs, Sunrisers Hyderabad still winning in terms of runs, but they've lost 2 extra wickets than Gujarat Titans.
Rabada into Samaran. Oh my goodness me! He beats them all ends up. Samaran just moved away from leg stump, tried to work it into the leg side, beats him on the outside edge. I mean, he got nowhere near that. It goes over the stumps. That, oh goodness me, that's some delivery. And how that doesn't crash into stumps, I've got no idea.
I think you're watching 2 masters, absolute masters operating here. They'll be very proud with those deliveries in Test cricket, and we have seen them often bowl deliveries like that in Test cricket. There's so much movement, so much lateral movement of that surface at the moment.
So Jaffa from Rabada, in he comes once again to Samaran, who again plays late on the back foot. It's almost like he's just hovering, waiting on the back foot, isn't he? And just struggling for any sort of timing. He's faced the last 8 balls for 1 run, Samaran, the left-handed batter.
But that can happen when you lose 3 wickets and 3 massive ones. 3 really, really important players, Travis Head, Abhishek Sharma and Ishan Kishan. I think you will be under pressure. If you're just new to the team, you understand the importance of not losing any more wicket in the power play. And I think Henrik Klaasen having a word with him as well.
Rabada into man, bouncer, pulled. Oh, Siraj should take the catch. He's there at deep backward square leg. It's the shorter ball. Samaran takes it on, pulling. And Mohammad Siraj says it just died on me. It dipped on me, but I don't want to have a go at Siraj, but he's got to take that. I think he should have done more to get there. And it maybe just dipped on him, but it was a great, well-executed bumper. And it should have been out, mate.
Yeah, it should have been out, but I think the ball did dip at the very end. He was expecting the ball to come right to him, and then at the end, the ball just suddenly dipping on him. These are very difficult chances. He should have still taken it, but these are really, really difficult chances.
3 balls left of the power play. Rabada to Klaasen, inside edge, goes to mid-wicket. They come through for a single. Rashid Khan throws at the non-striker's end, which Klaasen was running towards. It will just be a single. My goodness me, what a power play this has been.
Well, there's so many oohs and ahs going on in the ground. This is brilliant cricket. This is fascinating cricket. And that's what T20 cricket should be all about. You know, a contest between the bat and ball. You don't just want to see players coming in, batters coming in and hitting 8 sixes in the first 6 overs and getting 90. This is proper cricket. This is what excites you as a cricket fan.
Something in it for the bowlers.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think it's such an even contest. And also, it also challenging the batters to dig deep. You know, it's not just stand and deliver.
Rabada to Samaran. Out! Straight to mid-off, and Shubman Gill. Full ball. He tried to go over the Gujarat Titans captain. No timing. Straight to mid-off. He's been in brilliant form in local domestic cricket, but he just never really got going. Ravi Samaran popped straight to mid-off. Rabada has 3.
Equals Bhuvneshwar Kumar in the highest wicket in this year's IPL. 21 wickets for him. That ball was there. But again, he was under immense pressure. He played far too many dots in the last couple of overs, so he felt the urge of going big, going aerial, but just couldn't execute it. Straight to the skipper. Shubman Gill hardly drops any. Sunrisers 4 down within the power play. It's not going to be an easy chase, and we'd said it. GT, one of the best bowling units in this year's IPL. They're not going to make life easy for one of the most destructive batting sides in the IPL, and they haven't made their life easy. They're 4 down.
Just seeing bowlers returning to test match lines and length. There's been a little bit of swing, a little bit of movement off the surface. Rabada has more power play wickets, 3 for 21, 1 ball left of his 3rd over. He goes level on 21 wickets with Bhuvneshwar Kumar, and Salil Arora comes to the crease with plenty of work to do. 137 runs needed from 85 balls. That required run rate now over 9.5 runs and over. Healthy strike rate for Salil Arora at 161. The glass half full approach from Sunrisers, or thinking, is that Henrik Klaasen is still there, which is important. Last ball of the power play. Rabada into Salil, a little bit of whip, and that's played nicely through the offside. Well fielded there as well in the cover point. Timed pretty well, that little sort of drive off a shorter ball from Salil Arora. They get 2 runs. That is the end of the power play. Sunrisers Hyderabad are 34 for 4 from 6 overs. Kahisa Rabada, absolutely magnificent once again. 3 overs, 3 for 23. Mohammad Siraj, 1 for 11. Sunrisers 34 for 4. They need 135 runs from 84 balls. Faraz Noor comes back into the commentary position. And Faraz, Rabada, Siraj, once again, bang on the money, right?
What can you say? They are two world-class operators, and that's what we're seeing here. They've executed the plans perfectly. They've only probably bowled a couple of bad balls, and saying that there, because of the pressure that they've applied, with their good lines, their good length, some of the bad balls have got them wickets. So yeah, what can we say? It's just two world-class operators nailing the plans, and that's what we love to see in the IPL, the best playing the best, and especially on this wicket where there's been a bit in it for the bowlers. We've really enjoyed this power play, even though they've both only scored 34 each, 36 I think in the first innings. It's been cracking cricket to watch.
Completely agree. Jason Holder bowling the first over outside of the power play into Heinrich Klaassen. It's a 4 ball and Klaassen just drives that too long on and he gets the single. Jason Holder's been so good for GT since coming into the team, taking so many wickets outside of the power play, been really impressive through the middle overs. And you're right, that wicket there, the last wicket Smaran, it wasn't a good ball from Rabada, it was full in the slot, and he really should have gone over mid-off, shouldn't he?
It should have went, he just didn't get the elevation on it, didn't get underneath it as he needed to. So yeah, he sort of clossed it straight mid-off, but that's what I'm saying, it's the pressure, it's trying to force things that maybe you wouldn't play earlier.
Holder into Salil Arora, and that ball just kicks up off a length, outside of the off stump, bit of extra bounce, beats Salil Arora on the outside edge, and Butler takes that pretty high.
That really did take off. Obviously, Holder's height will be helping there. A bit of extra bounce there, as he said. A bit of movement as well after it's pitched there. A bit of wobble seam. So, yeah, that was a beautiful ball there. But, again, it's just about hitting them lengths. When you hit the lengths and use the wicket, use the surface, as the few cracks in that surface we've seen earlier on, it really will help you out. And the bowlers have been hitting the lengths here.
There was a tinge of grass in the wicket. And it's been assisting the fast bowlers as Holder comes into Salil Arora. A ball on off stump, he plays that late, opens to face the bat to the fielder at point. He gets no run, and Jason Holder, I think, is going to once again, like Siraj and Rabada, just sort of try and hammer away that sort of line of length in around the top of off stump.
Again, it's just a good length, and as we've seen here, the Sunrisers wickets, a few of them have been soft, and it has been because of the pressure that they've bowled with that length. That's a good ball there to nick off Ishan Kishan, sort of a nothing shot. But yeah, it's just about hammering them lengths, because, as you say, a good length ball, good pace, hard to put away. And there, there we go. Right as Holder delivers it there on the leg stump, half volley, and Salil's flicked it away beautifully through a deep square for 4.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a free hit there. Holder just bowling a little bit too full, angling into the right-hander, and he sort of held that on his way, didn't he, into the leg side, and gets a much-needed boundary.
Yeah, but it is a much-needed boundary indeed, and as we were talking about lengths there, Holder's gone away from it, and as you can see, it was punished straight away. So it's important to see how lengths really do play a vital part in this form.
39 for 4 then. 2 balls left of the 7th. 130 needed from 80 runs, and a little bit of luck there from Salil Arora. Gets an inside edge onto his pad and goes out to Washington Sundar at point, no run. Abhishek Sharma had the same thing, and the ball crashed into the stumps. Is there a dismissal you remember from your club cricketing days that you thought, how on earth has that ended up being out? What on earth? That's bad luck, isn't it?
You know what? We had a decision, and it went for us, to be fair. We were playing a team called Seton Crew, and it was probably the worst LBW decision I've ever seen. But it got given for us, and we won the game, so we weren't complaining.
Or just going down leg?
It wasn't in the next 3 sets.
Oh, Jason Holder into Salil Arora. Lovely drive there. Beats the fielder at cover. And Shubman Gill at mid-off. Oh, no, Shubman Gill. Shubman Gill running back at mid-off. Tries to field. Gets down. Gets a hand on it. But doesn't do enough to stop it going to the boundary. Again, a bit slightly over the pitch there from Jason Holder. It was a nice drive. Beats the fielder at cover. Should have been fielded by Shubman Gill. 9 runs in from that 7th over. Sunrisers 43 for 4.
Holder won't be the happiest bunny with that one, especially when you're defending such small totals. Boundaries like that and misfields like that really do mean a lot at this stage. They will be happy, obviously, having them 4 down, saying that the Sunrisers will need to keep wickets in hand here and take this as deep as they possibly can, because if they lose another couple of wickets within the next 2-3 overs, it's game over.
Very interesting. I said to Abby, I wonder if Mohammad Siraj might bowl the first over outside of the power play to keep himself going on, bowl 4 overs straight. He didn't, but it looks like Giggsy Rabada is going to finish off his spell. I just wonder here whether they think the Clarkson wicket is our wicket here. Rabada's bowling well. You get Clarkson, get the game. So Rabada is going to bowl 4 overs through, 3 for 23 from his first 3, and he's got Heinrich Klaasen on strike, who's 7 from 6. Big over here. Rabada comes into Heinrich Klaasen, and Klaasen just plays that back to the bowler, no run.
That will be the thinking there. They'll be looking towards Rabada, towards the international bowler that they've got to get that breakthrough, because these will know that if they get 1 wicket, maybe 2, that is realistically game over. It should be anyway. So they'll be looking to Rabada to try and break through and then sort of cover that in the back end.
Deep third, deep point, long on, deep backward square leg, deep square leg, Rabada into Heinrich Klaasen, and that's pace off, and he just plays it out to backward point, and there's no run. He's got him 3 times in T20s, Rabada to Klaasen. I think it's such a shame that Klaasen doesn't play international T20 cricket anymore. You know, we know that when there's major tournaments, that obviously there's no franchise cricket being played at the same time. There's one thing, a player like him that wanting to play test match cricket, but to give up on international T20 cricket when you're at the peak of your powers, he's going to get runs there, and he's going to get, it's just going to be a couple. A shorter ball, Rabada to Klaasen, takes on the pull, top edge, goes over Butler. It was in the air for a long time, but the fielder at deep third does the fielding. It will just be 1 run after all that. I promise the people listening was much more excited maybe than what that ended up being. But yeah, short ball, takes on the pull, gets to a top edge, and he's fortunate that doesn't fall into the hands of deep third or even the wicketkeeper, Josh Butler.
It's got the bottom corner of the bat there. I think if it did take the top edge, it probably would have went all the way.
Rabada into Salil Aurora. Oh no! It hits the stumps. Bale stay on. Defended into his pads, and it rolls and rolls and rolls, and it hits the stumps, but the Bale stay on, and that's no wicket. It's all happening here in Ahmedabad.
I tell you what, Rabada should put the lottery on if that went out as well. But no, it didn't have enough pace on it coming off of the bat onto his shoe. Just rolling on the stumps there, but not enough on it to take a bail off. But yeah, it's all happening here.
Rabada into Salil Aurora, full of ball, defends the fielder at cover. There will be no run. 1 run from this Giggsy Rabada over. Figures 3.5 overs. 3 for 24, an economy rate of 6.5 runs and over. This guy is an absolute genius.
It just goes to show when you've got players who've played at that level, they really have sort of played for their country. It's the best players performing, and as we say, big players turn up in big occasions, and it doesn't get much bigger than the 2 titans of the IPL here.
Big players turn up for the big occasions, a little bit like Rachel and Stephen at that final table. They delivered, didn't they?
The biggest of players, them 2. They're like Rabada and Siraj.
Who you like?
Abhishek.
Rabada into Salil Aurora. Thick outside edge, beats deep third and gets runs. Bit of whip looking to cut. Thick outside edge, beats Butler. Siraj trying to field a deep third. Goes all the way for 4 runs. So Rabada's 4 overs. 3 for 28. And that's 8 overs completed. Sunrisers 48 for 4. 121 runs needed. Off 72, Rabada and Siraj, incredible with the new ball. 25 power play wickets this season, bowling unchanged for the first 6 for 5 games in a row, and I'm led to believe that's the first time that's ever happened in the history of the IPL.
And I can't comprehend how difficult it must be for a batsman when you've got not just someone from one end performing, but when you've got a partnership there performing from both ends. You've really got no freebies to get away.
Holder continues to Klaasen. Klaasen just tucks that away round the corner, and he's going to get 4 runs, deep fine leg. Running round to his right, couldn't stop that. He played that really, really fine, timed it nicely. And Jason Holder has been very economical for GT in this year's tournament. None for 13 from 1.1 overs.
Klaassen's played that beautifully there, and to be honest, it's unlike what we see usually from Klaassen using them long levers. He's just got on top of that there and tucked it away beautifully, using the pace of the ball towards final leg quite wide. So yeah, that was beautifully played from Klaassen there, and it's lovely to see him sort of alternating his game.
Klaassen, 12 from 10. In comes Jason Holder. There's an inside edge, and it goes to mid-wicket, and there's no run. That's much better there from Jason Holder, just bringing back that length a little bit.
Yep, he's just brought that length back there, and he's got the line right there. Before the ball previous was going down leg, but he's got the line right there, just off the middle stump. So yeah, a good adjustment from Jason Holder. But yeah, this game is going to be really interesting, especially if Klaassen stays at the crease.
Yeah, well, if he stays at the crease, you back Sunrisers to win it. They've got to get Klaassen out. Holder comes into Heinrich Klaassen, pace off for the ball, driven to mid-off. There will be no run.
Yep, beautifully bowled from Holder there, again straight at the fielder. But yeah, that is the vital thing. If Klaassen stays at the crease, you would back Sunrisers. But I tell you what, if Klaassen glows, I think another couple might go in quick succession. So yeah, he really is the big man that they need to get here.
Heinrich Klaassen has gone back to the top of the orange cap leaderboard. He started it, then Sarsi Darson got it, and now Heinrich Klaassen is back at number 1. Jason Holder comes into Heinrich Klaassen. He goes deep in his crease on the back foot, punches that ball back to the bowler. There will be no run. So after a 4 to start the over, he's gone ... Jason Holder. Really, really good recovery. We'll have a timeout in 2 balls time for us.
Great battle from the 2 big men here, though, I say, isn't it? It's a great, from what started, Holder's corrected his line, corrected his length. He's kept the same length, but corrected his line there. And it's been really good to see. But again, Klaassen's not looking to give his wicket away because he knows how vital it is. So he's sort of playing it on merit.
Holder to Klaassen, unbeaten on 12. 2 balls left of the 9th. Again, a ball angling into the right-hander, and Klaassen just works that to the fielder at deep square leg. He takes the single, 160 needed from 67. Klaassen's got 13. Salil Arora unbeaten on 14. Fascinating battle, fascinating game.
Interesting to see what's the win percentage here, Sam. If you've got that up, I'd love to see that.
Do you want to guess before I tell you?
I'm going to say it is probably 40% Sunrisers.
Yeah, I was going to say defended back to the bowler. The fact they'll take a single. It is, yeah. Oh wow, no. GT 85%. Sunrisers 15%. That's 9 overs completed. 54 for 4. It's time for a timeout.
Live commentary of the IPL.
That's gone big, and that 6 seals the deal.
On talkSPORT 2.
on DAB+, online, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker.
And it is out of the ground.
The Indian Premier League, live on talkSPORT 2.
And today's coverage is in partnership with Inspired Learning Group, helping families explore UK boarding ages 11 to 18, ILG schools, Ben Strong academies, sport and pastoral care, so students feel supported and inspired. Schools include Claysmore School in Dorset and St Francis College in Hertfordshire. Inquiries open for September 2020. Says click the link in our YouTube channel to find out more. Gujarat v Sunrisers. Sunrisers are chasing 169 for victory, 54 for 4 from 9, so not off to a great start. The current run rate 6 and over. They need 10.5 runs and over. The top 3 all going cheaply. Travis Head for a duck, Abhishek Sharma for 4, Kisham for 11. Smaran was the 4th to go for 9, but Heinrich Larsson is still at the crease. He's 13 of 14. Salil Arora 15 from 10, so it means Sunrisers need 115 runs from 66 balls. So Melod Faraz Noor, Abhishek Janjanwala with you on the call. Faraz, a little bit of that's for the people on the YouTube stream. How do you see this run chase going? It feels like it's all now on Heinrich Larsson for Sunrisers.
It is all for Klaassen now, and I feel as if he goes, that's the Sunrisers' chances of this game going also.
Prasad Krishna into the attack, into Salil Arora, and that's sort of just defended or pushed to the mid-wicket, and he gets a single.
Yeah, but I think if Klaassen goes, that's the game gone. Klaassen knows how vital his wicket is, but he also needs people to bat with him, so this partnership is really key, because if Klaassen stays but there's no one to bat with him, then that's the game gone as well. So yeah, it's going to be really sensible here. They have to take it deep and just not lose wickets. If they don't lose wickets for another 4 or 5 overs, then I think that'll put them in a decent position, but it'll be vital.
Prasad into Heinrich Larsson. Goodness me, did that just almost hold in the surface, pushing a ball outside of the off stump. That come off the splice of the bat, was in the air for a long time, and the fielder at point just fell short of him there.
Yeah, Price's bowled lovely length there. It's just shaping in to starting on 4th stump, coming in towards middle stump, finishing. But yeah, it seemed to sort of hold on Klaassen there, who sort of stood tall, let the hand finish, and it's just popped off there. But luckily, there's no one there at point to take it.
Prasad Krishna back in the Gujarat Titans team, missed the last couple of games. Clumped into Salil Arora, who opens the face of the bat, plays that to backward point, there'll be no run.
Yeah, beautiful fielding there again, well bowled from Prasad, but yeah, that one seemed to just, that one didn't hold up there, it went on straight and skidded on through. But yeah, the one before just sort of hold up, Klaassen by surprise, and he'd have been kicking himself if he got out to that one. Yeah, he couldn't do anything about it, it was one hand on the bat.
Sunrisers 56 for 4 midway through the 10th. Salil Arora back on strike, 16 from 12, 113 runs needed from 63 balls. Prasad Krishna back in the team, comes into Salil Arora, finds the outside edge, and Prasad Krishna is back, and he's back with a wicket. Again, just hanging that ball outside of the off stump. The right-handed bat pushing and prodding outside the off stump, takes the outside edge. Butler diving to his right, takes the catch. Sunrisers with it all to do. 56 for 5 and in big trouble.
It's a great catch from Butler there, and as we've seen there, it just sort of held its line and he's been caught fishing. It's a nothing shot. It's a nothing shot. He hasn't gone to back foot punch it. He hasn't played it through. If he hits that, it's going nowhere, and it's a big mistake. Nothing shot. Big edge through. Butler's taking it nicely, diving to his right. But Arora will be absolutely kicking himself because that was really, really soft and not what the Sunrisers needed. When you need someone to back with Klaassen, you've got another new batsman to try and get themselves set at the crease. This is a monumental battle now for Sunrisers to try and chase this down.
You can call that brilliantly. It was a nothing shot. Someone just hung the bat out, didn't he? And just almost, wasn't really sure what to do with it. Yeah, really, really awkward batting, really. No conviction in what he was trying to do.
Nothing shot, and I think when you bowl that line there, you bowl that 4th fin stump line, to be honest, you don't usually see it in T20. You sort of see it in longer form cricket, but yeah, you think when it's that wide, you just throw your hands on it, because if you get anything on it, it's going to go over, it's going to be a lot harder to take, whereas that, it's just catch and practice.
Nitish Kumar Reddy comes to the crease. He's been in good form with the bat for Sunrisers in the death overs. A batting strike rate of 217, the second highest for an Indian batter behind Tilak Varma. but he's got a long way to go to get to that stage of the inning, short of Prasid Krishna, and punch to Jason Holder at cover. There will be no run. So he's good in overs 16 to 20, but again, the key now is getting there with Heinrich Larsson, right?
It will be a very big struggle now, I think, to get there, because it's going to seem, them 6 overs are going to seem the longest 6 overs in their lives here. So yeah, it's a tough task for Reddy here.
Could be game over then, couldn't it?
Big shout, a very big shout, and to be honest, I think that win bridge will probably be on 95%.
94, good guess. Prasid Krishna into Nitish Kumar Reddy, 4-ball angling into the right-hander, excuse me. Driven to mid-wicket, there will be no run. End of the 10th, Sunrisers 56 for 5. Sunrisers Hyderabad 56 for 5 from 10, the target for victory. 169 runs, Heinrich Larsson unbeaten on 14. Nitish Kumar Reddy yet to get off the mark. They need 113 from 60 balls, that required run rate, 11 runs and over. Win probability has GT at 94%. Heinrich Larsson is going to have to do something pretty crazy here, isn't he?
It seems like it. And see, both these players have got the capability. Heinrich Larsson and Nitish Reddy. You've got Pat Cummins still to come later on.
Jason Holder into Heinrich Larsson. It's short, pulled, top edge. This could be the game. Josh Butler takes the catch. And surely that is the end of the game. And surely that will see the Gujarat Titans go to the top of the IPL table. Short, pulled, top edge, high in the air. Butler takes the catch. Jason Holder strikes again.
This is outstanding from Gujarat Titans. The way they came out with purpose, the way they have bowled, the lens they have bowled, they made life very difficult for the batters. Heinrich Larsson, who's been in unbelievable form, just didn't get the length right. Top edge, and look at that commitment from Josh Butler, making sure no one gets in his way. And Jason Holder telling everyone, I'm here to stay. And that is a massive, massive blow. And with that, you can very, very confidently say that's pretty much curtains for Sunrisers Hyderabad. There has to be a miracle for them to win this game from here.
6 down, required run rate 11.5 runs and over. You missed the wicket for us. Heinrich Larsson's gone. Thank you for the water. And yeah, that feels like they've got a lot of work to do. Sunrisers Hyderabad, 2 batters yet to get off the mark. Pat Cummins, Sunrisers captain, comes to the crease. 130 needed from 59 balls. Jason Holder, by the way, it makes you wonder, why on earth weren't they picking him in the first few weeks of the season?
You know, you work with your combination and what you have. You sometimes give some players an opportunity ahead of somebody else. But they've got it right quite quickly, haven't they? In the last 4 or 5 games.
4 or 5 games. Yeah. The first 5 games.
3 or 4 games, they tried different combination, didn't work. I think they always knew that they got to bring Jason Holder at some point, but they were just playing on with their combinations a little bit before they finalized it. And since he has come into this side, he's made a massive difference.
They have not looked back. There's a slip in. Here comes Holder into Pat Cummins. A little bit of width, and he plays that lovely. Opens the face to the bat. Deep third, runs round to his right-hand side. Pat Cummins there, playing a really nice shot. He's got one of the fastest 50s in IPL history, Pat Cummins.
Well, he has 14 balls.
14 balls.
Yeah.
I remember that when I was a big KKR fan there when Owen Morgan was captain, and he was the most expensive player at the time. And his bowling was really, really poor, getting smacked everywhere. And then he came in at 8 one day, played this brilliant inning, and I was like, I don't think we paid all that money for your batting, but it's still a nice bonus.
Yeah, but also the thing is, you've got to see, again, when players play that kind of innings, you've got to see the situation they've walked in. Is there anything to lose?
Holder into Nitish Kumar Reddy, and that's driven through the offside, and Mohammad Siraj at mid on, through the onside, sorry, I should say. Mohammad Siraj at mid on does the fielding, or just be a single.
You're not saying that he doesn't have the capability to do it under pressure at this moment in time, but it's going to be a very, very difficult. If he can get a 50 of 25 from here, I think he'll do pretty well for his side. But again, looking at the dismissal of Heinrich Larsson, it was a good catch from Josh Butler. Very good call from him, and Heinrich Larsson, he looks disappointed, doesn't he?
I think Butler's kept really, really well in this year's IPL, been really, really safe behind the stumps. I thought there was, maybe last year he dropped a couple of catches, wasn't at his best, but he's been really, really good. Lost 33 balls, 3 wickets for just 29 runs. Nitish Reddy is on strike, not out from 2, faced just 3 balls. In comes Jason Holder, that's down the leg side. It will be called a wide ball. Although Jason Holder says, how is that?
He definitely heard something. I don't think anybody else did. Josh Butler saying, mate, I'm really sorry, but I did not hear a thing. I'm not sure. Yeah, if they have the review, they might as well. They might as well. Yes, they have taken a review here.
Holder says, how's that? Butler said, absolutely not. Shubin Gill goes, well, why not? I've got 2 reviews. Let's do it.
Yeah, I think he's made the right call. Why not? If Jason Holder heard something, if there is any opportunity, but it could have been nothing else by the except the bat, because the bat was that far away from the pad. So if Jason Holder heard something, there might be a little tickle. You never know.
Stop the wide.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, I don't think it's going to stop the wide. It's still going to be a wide, even if he doesn't. The only way it's not going to be a wide if he's out. I don't think he's hit his thigh pad, because the bat was so far away from the thigh pad, it could have only taken the bat. So I doubt it will be the thigh pad. Either it's going to be a wide or it's going to be a wicket.
I mean, Josh Butler doesn't look too excitable at the best of times, but even here he looks like this possibly might just be wasting a little bit of time. I wonder if we'll see Rashid Khan next over. Do you think they didn't bowl Rashid out of the power play because Heinrich Klaassen was there?
Probably that's one of the main reasons. And imagine the kind of fear he has on the spinners
we have a player
and the captains.
for a wide, given
and
on
to be fair, the seamers are going the right way anyway.
It is a fair delivery. I'm looking at the batter at the release point. Can we move through to popping crease, please? Okay, thank you. I can see that the ball has been directed down the leg side. Can we go to ultra edge, please, to see if there's any bat involved?
You're not sure there is any edge. The ball was quite far when it passes the bat.
Clear gap on the left-hand side, flat line. Satisfied that there is no contact. Keep going with the ball past the body, please. Keep going through. Thank you. Satisfied, no contact made. I've had the umpire back on screen, please. Stay with your original wide decision. Signal now.
Confirmation, a wide ball. Sunrisers 60 for 6, midway through the 11th, 109 runs needed from 57 balls. Holder comes into Nitish, ready, and there's a wicket. Wider ball, short, Nitish Kumar ready, on the back foot, punches out straight to backward point. Jason Holder's on a roll.
That's unfortunate. That was really well timed. It was in the air, but very well taken by Washington Sundar at point. That ball was traveling. That was hit with some power. And with that wicket, it pretty much curtains for Sunrisers Hyderabad. But really nicely taken. That ball was flying.
Must be nice having a team 60 for 7 and you haven't even bowled Rashid Khan yet.
Yeah. Again, one thing Sunrisers Hyderabad need to keep a very close eye on is the net run rate, because if they get bowled out in the next 3 or 4 overs, they're going to have a massive impact in their net run rate. They're not guaranteed a top 4 spot yet. If they lose another couple of games, it'll all come down to the net run rate at the end, because there will be at some point 2 or 3 teams finishing with the same number of points. So you have to keep a close eye on your net run rate. You make sure you bat the 20 overs and you don't get bowled out in the next 4 or 5 overs, which can happen. There's 7 down now. There's a big smile on Pat Cummins' face. Still, it's Shivan coming in.
3 wickets for 4 runs in the last 7 balls. Sunrisers Hyderabad are 60 for 7. The Gujarat Titans 100 and 68 for 5 from their 20 overs. Now required run rate just under 12 with 3 wickets in hand. Sunrisers needing 109 runs from 56 balls. Shivan Kumar is the new man to the crease. Jason Holder has got his tail up. In he comes. 2 balls left of the 11th. It's shorter, pull to mid-on. There will be no run.
He can bat, Shivan. But I think it's a bit too late at the moment, because the required rate is pretty high. Is nearly 12 and over.
Backward point was very close in there, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think he made a very good move there. Washington Sundar, he was trying to cut the angle, which he did brilliantly. Again, just couldn't keep the ball on the ground on that occasion. Nitish Kumar ready, but look at the excitement in Jason Holder's face.
Holder comes into Shivan Kumar, shorter ball looked to hurt, and he got nothing on it, goes to his keeper. I think it's quite refreshing to see a guy take a wicket and just run away with pure joy and adrenaline on his face. Like, good for you. I think sometimes sports stars, and you can tell me if I'm wrong here, some of them do good things, and then try and just almost be a little bit too cool and calm about it. Would that be fair, Abby?
Yeah, I think so. And you know, I think it just shows you how much it means to him. It's a life-changing opportunity. Let's not forget that IPL is a life-changing opportunity for a lot of cricketers. If you do really well, that can pay you very well for the next 5 or 7. It's a life-changing sums we are talking here, millions and millions of dollars we're talking. And you know, a performance like this, a very good season, next year if you're in the auction, things can change completely for you.
Today's coverage is in partnership with Inspired Learning Group, helping families explore UK boarding ages 11 to 18, ILG schools, Benchong academies, sport and pastoral care, so students feel supported and inspired. Schools include Claysmore School in Dorset and St Francis College in Hertfordshire. Inquiries are open for September 2026. You can click the link in our live YouTube stream to find out more. The first ball of the 12th over was Prasad Krishna to Cummins, back of a length, Cummins hanging back and prods it into the offside. There will be no run. RCB, KKR tomorrow, Abhishek. Can KKR do the unimaginable? And as Prasad comes in to Pat Cummins, short, pulled, goes over deep mid-wicket, and Pat Cummins gets 6 runs. Nice shot from Pat Cummins.
Now, this could be fun because Pat Cummins has no pressure. And he could play with all the freedom. He has got nothing to lose. If it comes off, he could pull an absolute heist here. A miracle.
It would be a miracle, wouldn't it? I mean, the win rate has them at 1.27% to win this game of cricket, so it would be something special. Prasad comes into Pat Cummins, another short ball, and this time Pat Cummins punches that ball to the fielder at deep point and gets a single. Times that ball beautifully out to the offside. Pat Cummins, who missed the T20 World Cup, a lot of the Ashes, the start of this tournament with an injury, but he was carefully managed. Back fit again, playing Australia. Got an incredibly busy summer back in Australia over the next couple of months. Lots and lots of test match cricket to be played. Shivan Kumar back on strike. Prasad Krishna 1 for 9 midway through his second over. Back in the team, he missed a couple of games. He went with the left arm spinner Saiki Shore in the last game. He played his first game there. They've been sort of changing that 5th or 6th bowling option. Prasad then comes in to Shivan Kumar, the right-handed bat. Shivan Kumar plays out to Jason Holder at cover, and there's no run.
He's bowling with some real good pace here, 142 kilometers an hour. He's found his length. He tends to be slightly on a shorter side at times, and hence can be quite expensive. Prasad Krishna.
Because he was he's been part of the Indian teams in all formats, hasn't he? Played in that Test series obviously last year against England, didn't he?
He got selected in the Test series. I mean, there was a lot of conversation around his selection in the Test match, which he didn't really particularly do very well. He played in the white ball format as well, but always tend to be on a expensive side.
Prasad Krishna comes into Shivan Kumar. That's in the slot. It's smacked back down the ground. Mid-off is up, and it's going to work his way to the boundary, but mid-on, Arshad runs round to his left-hand side and does the fielding, and that's just 2 runs.
Yeah, slightly fuller. 100 required. 12 runs and over. And a lot of times you've seen that being chased with an over or 2 to spare, but with 7 down, with all the main batters in the dugout, that is gonna take some doing by Sunrisers Hyderabad.
Prasad Krishna to finish off his second over comes into Shivan Kumar, full toss, and flicked away and beats the fielder at mid-wicket. Long on will run round to his right-hand side and will do the fielding, and they will come back for 2 runs. That is 12 overs completed. Sunrisers Hyderabad are now 71 for 7, 98 runs needed from 48 balls. This victory would take the Gujarat Titans to the top of the table on 16 points. And they'll be eyeing that, well, a top 2 finish at least to get themselves that extra game. If you win that game, go straight through to the final, don't you? Can you believe we've only got just over 2 weeks left of this year's IPL?
It's been a long time, hasn't it? We've been here for 4 weeks.
I've had fun then, mate.
No, it's been terrific. It's been a lot of fun.
Have you enjoyed my company?
Yeah, I've enjoyed your company every minute, Sam. But I'm just saying, it's been 4 weeks already, and you can't tell.
We're only doing 2 games a week, me and you. We're not doing 7 a week.
I know. Imagine doing 6 or 7 games a week.
It'd be an honour for me, that would.
That'll be a lot of fun.
Say it like you mean it.
No, I do. I mean,
do you want to just finish off for us? Do you want to take us home here, pal?
At times. I mean, if you're doing 7 days a week, I think that's a lot of T20 cricket, a lot of IPL.
Yeah. Jason Holder to finish off our 3 overs on the bounce, 2 for 19. Pat Cummins moves away from the stumps and plays that too long on and will come through for a single.
Yeah, I love cricket, but I still think 7 days a week of IPL.
But you love your family more, basically. You don't want to spend too much time here with me, do you?
There's other things to do as well. But tomorrow, big game, isn't it? For Royal Challengers Bangalore, if they win, they are through. They are through to, I think, in the top. If you're 16 points, I think you are going to be in the top 4, most likely.
Yeah, I mean,
especially with their net run rate.
And they've got and 2 games to go. You'd think that they'd do well not to come top 4. Holder into Shivan Kumar, who steps away from his stumps and just scoops that ball straight into the hands of Joss Buttler. Jason Holder is doing it once again. 3 for 20. Shivan Kumar stepping outside off stump, trying to just help that ball over Joss Buttler. Mistimes the shot. Butler takes a good diving catch. Sunrisers are 78 for 2.
72 for 8.
Let me do that again. They are not. They wish they were 72 for 2.
They would love you for saying that. 78 for 2. They would love to be in that position right now. Comes up the bat. Was a full toss, just getting a top edge. And very nicely taken by Joss Buttler. He hardly drops any. Jason Holder is having an absolute ball in this edition of the IPL. He's picked up a 3-wicket again. He's done that on a few occasions. And Gujarat Titans look like a side who's found their mojo. They've found the combination they were looking for. The batting's working. And you see, when you're playing that conventional cricket, even though you lose early wickets, you lose some informed players, you still find a way to get your team to that 170, 180. Where your bowlers have enough on board to come out there and do a job. And that's exactly what they have done. They've allowed their bowlers and they've given themselves a total to bowl at. 169 on that surface is a pretty healthy total. We said it earlier.
Praful Henga is the new bat, defended into the offside. There will be no run.
But it had plenty for the fast bowler, didn't we? We saw it in the first innings when Sunrisers Hyderabad was bowling. The ball was swinging, the ball was deviating off the surface. It was a tinge of grass. At times the ball was holding as well. We knew it's not going to be an easy chase for Sunrisers Hyderabad, and they have made that very, very difficult.
Sunrisers 72 for 8. Jason Holder, his consistency in this year's IPL has been absolutely remarkable. In he comes again to Praful Henga, short of all, look to pull into the leg side, gets no bat on it, goes through to the keeper, no run.
Again, that length, he keeps mixing things quite nicely here. Jason Holder, we've seen a Yorker, we've seen slow deliveries, we have seen the use of the bouncer nicely. With his height, bouncer comes naturally. His celebration is like baby steps, isn't it? He just does a little hop and skip. Yeah, it's very hard to describe the dance move.
I like it though.
Yeah.
In comes Holder to Praful Henga, another shorter ball, this time pace off outside the off stump, try to pull into the leg side, goes through to the keeper.
And the only thing is that with the Caribbean players, you're used to seeing a bit more swag in their moves when you think about the Dwayne Bravos, you think about those people. There's a bit more going on with their celebration. Jason Holder might need a few tips on that.
It's almost like he's like, I'm too old to care about this, about looking cool. I'm just going to celebrate how I feel necessary.
Exactly. He's definitely not worked on it.
No.
He's not spent hours in front of a mirror trying to hone that skill and just perfecting it.
Did you ever have a celebration after a 50, after 100?
Nah, it's pretty boring.
Bit boring. Just raise your bat. Holder into Praful Henga, 4 ball on leg stump, flicked away to deep square leg, and they will. Did they not come through for the single there? No run.
No, they did not run because Pat Cummins fancy a hit.
Yeah, that is interesting. Time out, 13 overs gone. Sunrisers, lots of work to do. 72 for 8.
Live commentary of the IPL.
Comes down the pitch and smashes it back over his head, clean as a whistle.
On talkSPORT 2.
on DAB+, online, via the talkSPORT app, and on your smart speaker.
And it is out of the ground.
The Indian Premier League, live on talkSPORT 2.
Live on talkSPORT 2 and the talkSPORT Cricket YouTube channel. Sorry, I was just chewing my ear about what his favourite coffee is. It's the Gujarat Titans taking on the Sunrisers Hyderabad. Well, for the neutrals, it's not set up to be a particularly exciting end. GT 168 for 5 from 20. Sunrisers, after 13, are 72 for 8. 97 needed from 42 balls. Gujarat Titans once again have been absolutely unbelievable with ball in hand. Rabada 3 for 28 from 4. Jason Holder 3 for 20 from 4. Siraj picked up a wicket in the power play. Prasthi Krishna has the other wicket. Faraz, coffee aside, this game of cricket has been absolutely... They've been dominant, GT, haven't they, ball in hand? They've been unstoppable.
They've been dominant indeed. It's been the bowlers and they've been class.
Prasid into Cummins. They turned down the single off the previous over to keep Cummins on strike, and he might have picked out deep mid-wicket. Oh no, he doesn't. Deep mid-wicket is a little bit straight, and they're going to get runs there. Pat Cummins picking the gap on that leg side, and I think the fact that Praful Hinga wasn't allowed the single off the final of the previous over, they keep Cummins on strike. I think he is going to stand and try and deliver and try and hit a couple of sixes just to, well, try and keep that net run rate not as damaged as what it could be.
A bit of collateral damage, but yeah, touching on that previous point there, the Titans bowling has been absolutely tremendous. Siraj and Rabada started off absolutely key. When do you see wicket maidens in the IPLs? You really don't, do you? And then Holder coming on has been exceptional as well, so I think Cummins is just going to have a hit here. Every hit to free it, really, now.
Krishna into Pat Cummins, pulled away into the leg side, and he gets the 6 runs for it. Again, time to perfection for Pat Cummins. 4 to start the over. Once again from Prasthi Krishna, back of the length, and Pat Cummins hanging back, pulling into the leg side, and gets the max.
And he's making the most of this every hit, free hit. The licence that he's got now, and he's hit that really well. He's picked it up, gone deep in his crease, picked it up nicely using them long levers of his just to get it over. Not a huge 6, but he's got enough on it there. But yeah, he's gone nice and deep in his crease there, stand and deliver, and that's what we're going to see from Pat Cummins from now.
4-6, Prasthi Krishna into Pat Cummins, this time even shorter. And again, Cummins looking to pull into the leg side. This time no bat, goes through to Butler for no run.
And Prasid there just adjusted his length, brought it a bit further back there, touch back as to where it's gone over Cummins there. But Cummins lost his shape there as well. I think he nearly put his back out there, to be honest. Got a bit excited from the ball previous.
I don't want to be mean to that young girl, but there's someone on our screen who's drawn a picture of Shubman Gill, and it doesn't really look too much like him.
I think that's a good photo. I think you're being quite nasty, that little girl there.
Do you know what it is? Do you know why I don't think it looks like him? Because she hasn't put a beard on him. There's no beard on Shubman Gill. That's why I think it doesn't look like him, because there's no beard. If you're going to do it properly, right?
Or you just break that little girl's heart, I don't.
Well, I don't think she's listening. She's in the ground having a good time. I just think, you know, I'm not too sure. He's got a beard, hasn't he, Shubman Gill? If you can draw a picture of him, put a beard on. Prasthi Krishna into Pat Cummins, pulled, top edge, deep third, takes the catch. Prasthi Krishna gets his man. I think Pat Cummins said, well, you're going to have some fun. Try and hit some boundaries. He went 4-6 dot. Again, trying to pull the shorter ball, thick top edge, and Mohammad Siraj at deep third takes the catch.
Yeah, it's a big heave there. He's gone deep in his crease again. But again, he's lost all his shape there. I think he's just trying to hit the ball a bit too hard. Took his eyes off it. Yeah, he lost all his shape. Don't know where he was looking, to be honest. He's facing towards square leg as he's hit that there. Just a big top edge, gone right in the air and taken well at third man there. Taken very low to the ground, but taken well indeed.
Sunrisers Hyderabad are 82 for 9. A remarkable bowling effort from the Gujarat Titans, who have been absolutely bang on the money. Siraj and Rabada once again excellent in the power play. So hitting that line in length in and around the top of off stump. Jason Holder has, Jason Holder's whole tournament has basically been 4 overs, 2 for 30 or 2 for 20 odd runs. He's just taking wickets, being economical. They've taken 9 wickets and haven't even bowled Rashid Khan, one of the greatest bowlers in T20 history. Malinga is the new bat. Prasthi Krishna goes full just outside the off stump. Wild swing, beats him on the outside edge.
And I think it just goes to show the depth of this Titans side when they get it right. So we look at the batting there. The batting, they start off really strong. Again, they don't throw wickets away too often. As we've seen a pause today, they sort of didn't throw the wickets away, they were lost. But when you play that style of cricket, it really will come in due rewards when they stick to their plans and they've got the players to execute them plans. As again, we've seen with the bowling here, they've stuck to the plans. And as you said, Jason Holder, he just has that man in this tournament.
Prasthi Krishna going around the wicket to Malinga, full of ball outside of the off stump, just played to backward point, and there will be no run. That's 14 overs gone. Sunrisers Hyderabad are 82 for 9. And yeah, I think Pat Cummins has got the look of a man who just goes, you know what? Not our day today. The top bowlers so often have them, 80 without loss from 5, 130 for whatever at the halfway stage. You see them chase some big totals in this year's IPL, but I guess it's almost impossible for that to come off in every single game, isn't it?
It's not their day, but I tell you what, fair play to the Titans, they have completely outplayed Sunrisers here. I think that opening spell from Rabada and Siraj really did start them off in a big pickle, and they never really recovered from there. Klaasen obviously tried to, but yeah, they just couldn't. It was too big of a hill to climb. So yeah, I think that might be the worrying thing, that they've been outplayed by such a wide margin, especially being second and third in the league. Such a wide margin, it's not really been a close game. But yeah, if you put it down to there, and now Rashid Khan comes on to bowl.
Because you can, right? 82 for 9. Rashid Khan, come and take this final wicket, please.
Must be in the contract somewhere.
Yeah. He's not allowed to not bowl an over. Rashid Khan comes in, full toss. Oh, it goes over the fielder at cover. Not the best ball he's bowled. Praful Hinga using his feet, hitting the full toss over cover, and they will get 2 runs for that.
Bit of a loosener from Rashid Khan there, but I
nearly got him a wicket.
He might try to burgle one there. I wouldn't blame him.
The net run rate is going to take a big dent for the Sunrisers Hyderabad. Rashid Khan comes in again. Praful Hinga using his feet, sort of smashing that ball back into the ground, and it runs very slowly to Mohammad Siraj out long on. Those numbers are remarkable. The wickets are great. For me, 148 matches, an economy of just over 7 over that amount of time is scary good.
But he is world class, and that's what you pay for, to be honest. He's been there, he's done it, and he really is an enigma in world cricket.
Absolutely. He's back in form as Rashid Khan comes in to Malinga, looking to sort of beat the fielder at short fine, hit him on the pad, appeal for LBW, and then a throw at the non-striker's end for a run out. LBW not given, and the run out, the ball missed the stumps. So Rashid Khan will come back in to bowl to Praful Hinga, a 2, a 1, and a leg by. Midway through the 15th, in comes Rashid Khan. It's short, and Praful Hinga trying to pull that ball, but not getting any timing on it whatsoever.
He's got away with that one, Rashid Khan has there.
He's bowling terribly, isn't he?
Yeah, he hasn't started well at all, and even the review previous, that was nowhere near out. It's pitched outside, and it's hit him outside of the line as well. So yeah, he's getting away.
That's game over. Rashid Khan gets Praful Hinga coming down the track, looking to go big. Beaten by Rashid Khan. Jos Buttler takes the bells off. The Sunrisers Hyderabad have been bowled out for 86. Gujarat Titans win by 82 runs. They go top of the IPL, and my goodness me, with bat and in particular with ball, they are looking unstoppable. Rabada doing the business again with the power play with 3 for 28. Jason Holder taking 3 wickets outside of the power play. Maybe you're going too early with the fireworks in Ahmedabad, but the final in a couple of weeks' time is taking place in this stadium, and my goodness me, Faraz, they are going to take some stopping, are the Gujarat Titans.
Well, that was a scary performance from the Titans there. They really have outplayed the Sunrisers. When you start off with the first innings there, they were struggling in the power play, but they didn't show signs of struggle. They didn't throw the wickets away when they lost them early ones. They sort of kept their composure, and they got to that total there, 170, which they felt was a good total. And on this deck it proved to be, because when you've got the bowlers of the like of Rabada, Siraj, Holder bowled absolutely brilliantly. They executed the plans, bowled the lines, bowled the lengths to a great degree. And yeah, they really showed that class. So yeah, I think teams won't be looking forward to facing the Titans, especially off coming that win.
168 for 5 with the bat, which did look a decent score, given the nature of the surface, the fact there was something in it for the bowlers. Sunrisers Darson top scored of 61. Washington Sundar played another really impressive knock, making 50. But again, Siraj and Rabada doing the business inside the power play. They had 32 for 4 at the end of the 6 overs. Jason Holder hitting that good line and length outside of the power play. Only needed Rashid Khan to bowl 5 balls, which is absolutely remarkable. And the Gujarat Titans with a massive win. Sunrisers, they'll put themselves up and they'll say, hey, we'll go again next game.
100%, and that is the mentality and the mindset that you have to have, especially at this level, because when you play world-class players like that, they just might perform like that. So yeah, it's not one to take, especially when you've got a fair few games in the tournament, and they will most likely qualify as well. So you want to just get this game out of your head. As we see here, Praful just come down about a week early, run past one for an easy stumping from Butler. About a week early.
A month early, wasn't it?
But
I don't want to see teams be bowled for 86, but what I did like about today, I like the fact there was something in it for the bowlers. We saw a tinge of green in the wicket for a ball was bowled. There was good carry, good pace, a little bit of swing, and of course we want to see runs being scored. But I think certainly in the earlier parts of the tournament, where 240 was playing 240, you're thinking, is there anything in it for the bowlers? I like the fact that you can still score runs with good cricket shots, and we saw GT go up to around 170, but I like it when there's something in it for the bowlers, and you've got a good even contest between bat and ball.
Definitely makes the game so much more interesting to watch, I feel. There was a lot of oohs and ahs in the studio here, a lot of oohs and ahs in the crowd, but that's what you want to see in cricket at the end of the day. It's the battle between ball and bat, and that is what we've seen today. So it's great to see a bit in it for the bowlers as well in the wicket, because they utilised the surface there. There was a few green patches, a few cracks there. The movement at the start was unbelievable. When you see it going both ways, it was really good to see, a bit of wobble seam as well. So yeah, I can only echo your point there, Sam. It was absolute delight to watch, and even though it was a comprehensive win for how long it went, I really enjoyed it.
For us, thank you very much. Abhishek Jundamwala, thank you very much. For more immediate reaction, head over to the talkSPORT Cricket YouTube channel. Myself and Abhishek got to record a little post-match review. But the Gujarat Titans put into bat. Thinking up to the best of starts, Gillen Butler going early, 26 for 2 from 5. Even at the halfway stage, there was 64 for 3. Besides Darson, batted through for the majority of the innings, making 61. Washington Sundar finished off brilliantly, making 50. And then the ball in hand, the Gujarat Titans were once again absolutely excellent. Had Sunrisers 32 for 4 inside the power play. Rabada with 3 wickets in the power play. Jason Holder, consistent and reliable as ever outside of that power play, and the Sunrisers Hyderabad never looked like getting close. GT 168 for 5 from 20 overs. Sunrisers Hyderabad bowled out for 86 runs. So the top of the Indian Premier League table looks pretty good for the Gujarat Titans. They go to 16. They go top of the table. On talkSPORT 2 and on the talkSPORT Cricket YouTube channel, we're going to be back on Monday for another game. Sunrisers back in action away at Chennai, chasing a top 4 place. And then on Tuesday, Rajasthan Royals just outside the playoff places, playing Lucknow. And again on Monday as well at midday on talkSPORT 2, we'll be recording our weekly IPL show, rounding up everything that's happening in the IPL. A good day for Gujarat Titans. Top of the table, they beat Sunrisers by 82 runs.
Live commentary of the IPL.
That's gone big, and that 6 seals the deal.
On talkSPORT 2.
The 2026 FIFA World Cup live on talkSPORT and talkSPORT 2.
He shoots! Oh my goodness me!
48 teams, 39